system with the jury gets their own vote though, and it's ridiculous. But yeah, Reddit goddamn anime award. You see these soundboards though. Let me start. Oh, I don't see anything yet. Should be live now, I hope.
For Les Mills Plus today.
Add instead. One second. Yes, good. First time I streamed today. So actually chat and everything is great. So, hello everyone, of course time then for another anime award roast, or maybe not a massive roast, or I don't know. I heard the jury is pretentious douches, right? But so this time instead we're looking at the Reddit Anime Awards, which is probably more of a even more sort of popularity contest than the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. But what they've done here instead, which I really give them credit for, is that they have split every category into two fields, we call it, right? So to me here on the right, this is the fans, right? This is the actual people vote. This thing here is the people voting, and here is the jury. Obviously the jury is crap, just like in Crunchyroll. But I think it's kind of fun then, because then you can instead compare, like, okay, so people want this stick, jury are morons. But actually it's a pretty good anime. But I mean, probably later it's a bit more like a diverse field where the jury embarrass themselves probably much more, right? So that's the system. I'll say one thing though, before we do this thing here about the anime awards, right? On Reddit. So Reddit anime, I think, is a terrible echo chamber of people, or is objectively a terrible echo chamber. So I have this is on video, but basically, I got banned on Reddit anime for 2 weeks because I critiqued this anime Bofuri. Like seriously. So I wrote Bofuri is an anime about a girl playing MMORPG, right? So I wrote this very long, detailed post on episode 3, while the actual video game is terrible and would never actually make any money. And it's like a long post, right? And I got gold award, I got silver award, and I got a lot of comments saying that it's a great text. It's an actual, like, well-developed, game developer explaining why the game doesn't make any sense. Again, from an IT development standpoint, right? However, then, of course, I got massively downvoted by all the defenders, right? And I got mass supported, so I got banned. I got banned for 2 weeks for for just like critiquing this anime. Like seriously, I didn't break any rules, right? And of course talk to the moderators, which are super echo chamber people, right? They were like, oh, but like people hated the comment. I was like, yeah, but what's wrong with the actual comment giving you rules, right? And they could never explain that, right? And then it happened once more, exactly the same thing, with Sociopath Witch Elena. This anime, right, she kills people, she lets them die and so on. Very, very controversial anime, right, in some episodes. Again, some of the moderators were very toxic, it's called, right? Called me people's names and so on, because they were defending this anime heavily, right? And I have this theory, and speaking it, it's just on video. But what I've seen over, these few years of doing anime reviews and so on, is that, I'm gonna say it here, but light novel people that already like novels, these are both novels, right? They tend to be much more aggressive, right, when they defend their anime. So in Elena's case, it was one moderator on Reddit anime that called me names and people names and all right. And he was like, "This is the effing best anime ever, F you people," and so on, right? And then of course he deleted his comments afterwards. But like, yeah. So, and I think there's a typical pattern you see people that are really, really strongly defending their light novels, in particular, more so than older animes, honestly. That's fantasy. Anyway, I kept it in there, so whatever. Let's do it then. But I have to say that, hello, Rikun. But let's do it. But I do think that, well, exactly as with Crunchyroll though, you have to say this thing, right? As I just explained, Reddit anime is echo chamber, right, and they're vocal, whatever, so on. But exactly as Crunchyroll, to be a jury member here, is jury members, they have some system and they kind of vote in them and they do some judging on it. Because I was the jury thing because I was part of this thing 3 years ago, whatever. The first year did it. I was in that thing, but anyway. So yeah, 3 years ago, whatever, something. But anyway, so they do let, like, it has normal people kind of be jury members. But at the same time, of course they're gonna, what's called in Swedish, gallring. Värdegrundsgallring, it's called in Swedish. Which is like filtering for the right opinion, right? So I said again here, Sweden is the most peaceful country in the world, right? And Sweden has the best word for those, which is called värdegrund, which is like foundation of opinion, or like foundation of the right opinion, or whatever, right? So in Sweden, they love to use this context, especially on news, and people are like, oh, this minister should be fired because they have the wrong värdegrund, right? So it basically means you're not far enough left, right? But that's really a political thing. But anyway, As at the Crunchyroll Awards, of course, they only pick, you know, jury members that they can control, right? Red Anime Award, it's an echo chamber. Let's say it before reading that, but yeah, it is true, of course. The left panel here, it is to some extent the same thing, right? Most jury members are going to be, as I mentioned, that värdegrundsgallrade, as they say in Swedish, like filtered for the right kind of people, right? To some extent. Not as much as Crunchyroll Award, I would say, but certainly to some extent, though. But as I said, though, in the beginning of the video, or the stream here, I do respect them, though, at least for having two different, you know, the jury and the people vote, right? Where Crunchyroll will make it in one big panel, and they will hide actually what the people wanted to win, right? But anyway, let's start doing it then. So, this is the first page, right? Genres. I think the top of the anime is down. I already heard the good news, so I can make that spoiler that. But anyway, action. Again, as at the Crunchyroll stream, probably one of the worst genres, and says that it's such a broad genre, right? This is action, badly. Yusukai should win, which again, I think it's fair, you know. I thought about in the other stream, Boogie Woogie, right? It's like one of my absolute favorite action scenes of all time. Demon Slayer, arguably this year's maybe better, but it's of course last year, right? So I do think that Boogie Woogie at least had the best action sequence right last year, in my opinion. So I do agree with the people's vote. I definitely don't agree with the judges' vote, but I think the judges are gonna have a lot of shitty picks during this thing. I don't hate this anime, you know, this trigger and so on, but SS Danison, first of all, it's not as good as SS Gridman. That's kind of a spiritual spin-off, right? The anime was better, for that matter, much better. So that already I wouldn't even say it remotely close to being top anime. But I think SS Danison is just pretty like, it has pretty bad pacing, and there's a lot of, it's actually as with Gridman, there's a lot of episodes you feel like, well, you could probably cut away half the episode here, and we can have the same episode and so on. It has that kind of setting, but it's not a terrible action show. And, well, I guess you can remove it, or what's that thing do? I don't even know what it's shit done. So now it's like what? Now it's jury to the left, and now it's why is it kind of listing here? Okay, so the UI sucks, okay? I mean, I haven't used it, but what's the, I mean, obviously they're swapping, I mean, obviously doing this thing, right? Is this like, but isn't the nominee the same? So now it's just Kaisen 86. No, okay, it does swap the order. It doesn't really display what it does, but I guess it's like the jury's number. This is the order, so it's like jury 2, 3, 4. And now we get people's vote 2, 3, 4, I guess. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that how it works? It doesn't make much sense because, but maybe this is of the top because they have the exact same. Would the nominees be bigger? It is a very horrible interface because there were more animes, of course, being in action, and I understand this is like the top 8 or whatever, but it would make more sense that the people might vote for completely other animes not included in whatever the jury or so on. Right? So if you have 100 animes, the list should be better, right? Because the people and the juries probably doesn't actually have the same top 8, right? But now they kind of forced the same top 8 on both of them, and then people voted, or they voted for like the two same pool of 8. That doesn't make any goddamn sense. And the UI also feels pretty terrible because why can't I look at them both at the same time? And I can read more text there, but yeah, who cares? It's basically the promise, right? Yeah. Oh, this is incredibly stupid. Incredibly bad design. Holy shit, this is terrible. I mean, Red Anime is crap, but yeah, this is terrible. They always have a terrible form as well, but this is just really stupid. Because, I mean, why can't I have them at the same time? Right? Doesn't make any goddamn sense. If I zoom out? No. It's just stupid. But yeah, but this is really stupid. I mean, here comes my work. You know, I work as a UX sign director and so on. Latest title was Senior Service Designer, or Lead Service Designer, but whatever. This is just really stupid. Why can't I have them both in the same time for? If I want to compare the jury and the people vote, right? Why can't I have, this is just two lists, right? This is just two lists of 8 elements, right? But yeah, I mean, that's not how it works. Like, it's a jury and publicity, but I mean, like, why can't we have the same list on the same time for? Why can't I have one list here, this is the people vote, right? And then if I scroll down, here I could have the jury vote on the same time. So I could compare these two 1-8, 1-8, right? Why is it like, I can only look at the top 8 or the ranking of 1 to 8 on one time. I need another screen, right? I need to make like another one. It doesn't make any sense. I need a second one. You know what I mean? This to me is like super stupid. This is really bad design. This is just terrible done. Whoever did these things are freaking noob, right? This is massively noob, right? So I want to be able to do this thing, right? I want to be able to look at them at the same time. But don't have to do shit. It's just stupid. Whatever. I don't care that much then about the judges, but it's just it just frustrates me. What a stupid system. Look, you have a button to change the order. Oh yeah, great. Why can't you just have 2 lists instead? Why can't you just have 2 lists for it? Oh my god, it's just so pointless. Whatever. But it really bugs me. So yeah, people love 86, right? Because fish, whatever. But yeah, again, apart from action anime, I think Movie Slayer, Fate, Idaten, much better. It's good, interesting, comparable that people really didn't like, or can be comparable in the top 8, right, to the Yari, and also of course Gintama I would call more a comedy, in my opinion, whatever. But this, as I said, right, the Yuri is a pretentious douchebag, right? That's my... No, but the Yuri, because I already heard about the Yuri... I mean, as I said, I've been spoiled about the winner, right, of everything. And the Yuri shows absurd pretentiousness there, right? It's like the way to explain it is that the Yuri wants to sound, oh, I'm so smart, right? But no one can motivate why they actually voted, right? But you can see the same thing here. That the Yuri will pick Mugen Train as the worst action anime, when it's clearly better than episode 86 or whatever, an action standpoint. That is very pretentious, right? So the Yuri, they don't want to vote, for the mainstream popularity anime. So they're never gonna, yeah. So you really get that pretentious douchebag avoiding voting for popularity. It is, of course, it's a very controversial anime, so of course you can't vote for that, right? But anyway, adventure, I would say it's more fantasy, but whatever. Mushoku Tensei! So of course it actually wins shit. This is, it won both. Wait, did it do the same thing? Oh, okay. Okay, so this is like, I mean, that's great. But again, this page effing sucks, man. This page sucks, okay? Am I the only one that really hates the anime award and how they do the horrible design? This is crap design, man. Because, of course, here we had 2 different votes, right? Because here's this one, here's this one. And then now I get down here, and yes, of course, it won in both. I understand that after I scroll down. But I would still prefer to have the same UI, man. So when I get here, I'm just like, wait. I have to process this. I'm like, wait, does it mean it won both? Me as coming in as a noob, never used the page before, I don't understand what this means until I scroll down and I compare it like this. I have to go down here and verify my assumption, right? So this is, again, a terrible design. Terrible UX design. This is like, should be 2 panels here, or it should be something here noting that both judge and jury, or something here should be said, or it could be like, you could say here, both, you could say jury win and judge. Something here should tell me on this page, before I go to the next page, should tell me that it won in both. But it doesn't here. So that's really, really terrible design. It is a really crappy design page, honestly. The roast is mostly down on how horrible it is, but it really is. Terrible site. Terrible site. But anyway, obviously it wins. Freaking best anime ever, right? Talk about it later, but obviously Crunchyroll is crap. So let's first go with let's first go on the people's vote then. This is the people vote, right? Yeah. Also, why the jury is a Roman thing doesn't make sense either. But anyway, so okay, so people, yeah, part 1 and 2. That also was very weird. A lot of comments said it about, of course, for that matter, the Crunchyroll thing. Right? Why did Crunchyroll only write part 1, even though both aired last year? But that I think was just a mistake on Crunchyroll's part. They did a lot of mistakes at it, always. I can't see them having part 2 in the next anime awards. It doesn't make any sense, right? But I think it's very interesting here to point out, though, is of course that Mushoku Tensei, right? The link below for that. I made a video how it did even win, fantasy culture, right? Yet Slime won, right? And of course, I said that because the judges have too much power, right? And the judges are, too Crunchyroll or too, like, PC Vocal or whatever. They never left, an anime with sex in the win, right? And it was like, but I think here's a great point of it, because number 4 is Slime, right? But in Crunchyroll, they are basically claiming that the people vote was Slime. They're basically what they're claiming, right? But that doesn't make any sense, because I don't think Slime is that popular. I like Slime, right? I've seen no episode, I love Slime, but I don't think it is that popular over Mushoku Tensei this year. And so here is number 4, right? And if you think about this thing, I think it's fair to assume that people that voted in both of Crunchyroll and on Twitter or whatever, right? The Twitter and everything, and also here on Reddit, are probably the same people, right? This is probably the same amount of people voting, the same demographics, right? The general population of people are probably the same. Most people don't vote. Because I work a lot with big data, right? So more people don't vote. The people that go vote on these sites are kind of hardcore. The kind of people that actually want to care, right? People that actually do want to talk about anime and so on. So people that vote on either Crunchyroll or Reddit Anime are very, very likely, or I mean, I know for a fact, but I don't know the percentage, but much overlap, right? Very, very much overlapping in the same people, right? So this I think is a very important page here, actually, because this here proves, more or less proves, not exactly, but like it's an assumption, right, on facts that we don't know for sure, but are very, very likely true. So it's an occurrence ratio, right? It's very, very likely true that in the Crunchyroll awards, Slime was number 4 there as well, right? For people vote, right? Because very, 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 very likely it's the same order of popularity, right? In the both sides, very, very likely so, or probably more or less is right to a large extent, right? So I think it's very important to look at this page here, honestly, because you see that Mushoku Tensei is of course people's vote, but it also beats Slime, but like half the, it's far ahead of Slime, right? Slime isn't even number 2. I think that's very important to point out. But anyway, people vote for that. I get that, right? Star Wars, I guess it's the same here. Yeah, is that an anime? I mean, yeah, it's like whatever. Whatever. I'm gonna be like, okay, I guess it's an anime, arguably. Fumetsu no Sonata, I think, I don't, as I said, right, it was my top 10, at least below my top 10, personal top 10. But I felt that the last arc, right, as I talked about in another stream, I think the last arc was terrible. The last arc for me pushed it way further back. But if I had to pick from these 8 animes, it is... No, actually, I probably would have Slime over it, yeah. Okay, yeah. I would have Slime as number 2, and then maybe it's number 3. Or the Stone is probably my number 4. I said that it was pretty fine, but it's not as good as Slime and so on, so I think that's probably fine too. And the Yuri, it seems... Okay, this is a pretentious shit, right? Pretentious Yuri picks. And I think it's hilarious because this is the least popular anime, right? Among the actual fans of anime. That's the only real difference, right? Yeah, that anime really jumps, right? And this is also one of these, like, superficial, farty, artsy animes, right? Which is not a very good anime. It's probably only in the list. And this is what I meant earlier, right? Because if you take every anime, not just these 8 animes, this anime probably wouldn't be the list, right? People had to vote for these 8 animes, right, as the last 8 animes. But if you actually look at people voting for all animes in this category, this anime extremely likely would even get in top 8, right? It probably like placed 20 on it. It wasn't even close to top 8. So people were forced to vote for it, or no one did vote for it. So that's a very clear how the jury is affecting still, right? I mean, obviously people didn't care about it, but the only reason it's even in here is because the jury wanted to win, right? You know what I mean? So it's like... you can see the pattern there of the jury. But otherwise, yeah, quite similar order, I feel, otherwise. I mean, it's just kind of that anime that really jumps right. Anyway, comedy. I have to... Here's the first time I agree with the jury. No, Nagato I think is the best comedy. But this was one anime. I won't do too much comparison. I've tried to do too much comparison on Crunchyroll I watched. But that's the biggest award, right? But it's one thing that was very strange with Crunchyroll, opposite Saki's Best Girl, is that this anime was completely omitted, right? Yeah. And I felt that Crunchyroll, as always, and this is actually much better than Reddit Anime Watch, is that Crunchyroll, as always, only have like 4 or 5 animes, right? They have like the same 3-4 animes in every category, yeah. They have like Jujutsu Kaisen, this series on every anime. At least here in the Reddit Anime Awards, because the people has mostly brought forward the list, right, of the top 8 nominees. At least we have animes like Zombieland, Sega, and 2 coming in here, because it's like, yeah, the people actually care about more than like 3 animes, right? Because the jury at freaking Crunchyroll is like, the only anime they have is like Attack on Titan, Wonder Egg, Priority, and so on, right? So that is good, and of course I love Zombieland, Sega. You know why? Okay, whatever. I need a good sake. I should prepare for this better. I haven't done this before, right? Gotta get my sake. Where's my sake? That one. This will happen if we didn't know what's going to be the list, right? But I kind of forgot about it because I was like, no one thought about it the last time. No one did this. Get a freaking sake. Stop with her. I'll just show this thing while I'm moving here. I just got this new One Piece figure for that matter while I'm moving. I saw it in the mail there. You there? Sexy Nico Robin. And you know Saki's Best Girl. Come on. Saki-chan. Freaking Yankee Best Girl, baby. Come on, look at that. Look at the smile that she can be here. The first time the jury makes any sense here, ever. Saki up there. Let's get the Saki smile. Oh yeah. Oh, look at that. Oof. Look at that. The Saki smile. You can be with us. Okay, let's go back to the list. But yeah, I just got this Nico Robin figure there. Cowboy Nico Robin, I guess you call her. But yeah, and Komi-chan of course is a very good anime as well. So these are both good picks. Let's look at some of the people. So Nagatoro is my number 1, right? Okay, this I feel is a bad thing to have in the list though. So this I hate in this kind of list. Why would you have something like Kaguya-sama? Obviously, Kaguya-sama is like my favorite comedy of all time. You know what? Kaguya-sama is like the greatest comedy anime ever. Don't get me wrong, it's like the best comedy anime ever, okay? This is like the greatest effing comedy romance show ever in, live action, whatever, right? It's the greatest thing ever. But I think it's fair to say that the OVA is only like one episode. It's like this one trailer, and it was one OVA with a lot of boobs, right? And sure, it's a great OVA, but I think it's weird to have an OVA here. It's kind of like having a movie here. I don't know, it feels like it shouldn't be in the list. It feels like, I don't know, it feels very strange. I don't understand why it's in the list, honestly. just from like the actual, it's not an anime season, right? It's one episode. It feels very strange. But otherwise, sure, it's a better comedy. And honestly, did I laugh more in that episode than Komi-san? Certainly. So if I have that, it would win for me, I guess, then, if I had to pick it. But anyway, obviously I love Nagatoro. I said my top 10 list. Some saying it's probably my second favorite comedy, right? Or, I mean, Dragon Maid. Wait, why isn't Dragon Maid here? Yeah, I mean, Dragon Maid for me is a comedy, right? Mostly. So, obviously I love Dragon Maid. I'm feeling Kanna here, like, Kanna! So yeah, Dragon Maid, I guess, would be otherwise the winner. But, yeah, I guess they might not see Dragon Maid as a comedy. Even though it's mostly comedy. Miruko-san, of course, was really good. Surprise hit for me, right? Really funny, etchy, and some good drama and twist, right? Really good in that sense. I definitely much more prefer Black Company over Slime. So on, it's some random shit. But we're gonna see that, this is what I mean. God damn it is freaking pretentious bullshit voices. This is Crash all over again. This is the exact same goddamn bullshit. Look at this. This is an absolutely pretentious bullshit anime, right? It's not even anime, really. And it's like number 8, right? No one cares about it. It's a disliked anime. It's basically not even anime, right? And it's the exact same shit here, right? This is only for the judges. You see the flips there. It's 8th place. See? Pretentious judges. So here, it's flip 8. No one cares about it. Bam, baby! Suddenly it's over here. Yeah, strange. So, it's the exact same bullshit. It's, Dragon Maid should be the list, right? But hopefully Dragon Maid is counted as something else. Because obviously I think Dragon Maid is 100 times better than these animes. Like, I like Black Company, but Dragon Maid is like a masterpiece. Like this Slime is like, it's funny, but it's not Dragon Maid. It's absurd, right? And you can also see, of course, the judges, they would hate Miruko because it has boobs, right? So they're gonna pick Miruko, yeah. So you can really see how, arty-farty woke people, honestly, political, but honestly, right? Because it's like this crap shit goes from 8 to number 2. The etchy comedy anime is in the bottom. It's so classic. Like a Taurus in the bottom, yeah, it's just so classic. But anyway, yeah, it is ridiculous. Where's Dragon Maid, especially? Anyway, let's go on. So drama. Wait, the movie or something? Okay, so I really feel it's very confusing here. If they're mixing movies and comedy show, OVAs, and it feels like a little old, because this ad, like 2017, 18? So it's one of the latest movie, I guess, that people voted for. And this is obviously Megalobox, Season 2. Nomad. So let's start with the people then. So it is, the movie. But it's not even the first movie. It's like the third movie or something. Because, so I've seen everything ever gotten, right? So there are 3 movies. So this is I believe it is. It is the movie when she reunites the sisters, or this is one movie where they combine different storylines. So it's the latest movie, I believe, is the one where it starts with Anna, right? The girl they got the letter from her mom, and the best scene definitely at the beginning, where they kind of see her granddaughter learning about her great grandma, right, and the whole letter and so on. But again, to me, it feels strange that they have like movies here suddenly, like Evangelion, and in the order list they didn't have. I guess they had Mugen Train, but Mugen Train also was an anime season, right? So it feels strange how they're suddenly throwing in some movies here, suddenly, because I would say Mugen Train is also also aired right as a season. So this is very confusing, I feel. The rules are confusing. But anyway, so this is drama. This is stupid. How is this a drama? I mean, it certainly has drama elements, but because I like Uma Musume, right? But this is clearly like a sport comedy anime. Like, what is wrong with these people? Dragon Maid is clearly a comedy. They don't even understand. This is not even a drama. Like, this is not a drama. It's like, it's about cute, sexy horse girls, Uma Musume, right, running. It's like, Silent Week, what are their name again? What's the shark girl's name? Gold, but the different horses girl. It's mostly about, what's her name again? Tori. No, what's the name again? The other one changed teams. Rudolph's not girlfriend, but Rudolph's kohai. God, I can't remember Tori. What her name is pronounced again? Oh my god, it's been a while. I can't forget her name now. But there she is, yeah, and of course Queen and so on. So, but anyway, it's not a drama, right? It's not even a drama, so that doesn't make any sense. Evergarden, that's a drama. I mean, you compare them from a genre, yeah, this is a drama show. This is not a drama show. They're completely different genres. They're not even remotely close to each other. Very, very strange to have it here at all. But anyway, certainly Evergarden is a good drama though, but I think it's better as a movie. Beastars, I think was a better drama, honestly, from a season standpoint. Evangelion also kind of a weird, like this Evangelion remake thing coming in there. Also feels strange to have in the list. Repeated, I think was absolute horseshit. It was such a bad anime. This anime, I haven't read the manga, but everyone kept saying that the manga was much better, and that's probably true because the anime was terrible. The anime was like every episode. It's like resolved in one episode, everything. He's like, oh no, I'm sad because my cross-dresser girlfriend is sad. Then it's resolved 5 minutes later. Terrible. Terrible. The anime was terrible. Pacing was incredibly bad. The pacing was like either is incredibly slow. Yeah, so the issue with Blue Period as an anime is that either the pacing is incredibly slow or it's incredibly fast, right? It has like no good pacing. It's either like super slow, nothing happens, or it's like bam bam, and suddenly everything is resolved immediately. So you have one episode where nothing happens for like 20 minutes, and then suddenly everything is fixed in the last 2-3 minutes. That's the formula of the period. Terrible anime. Terrible. But I dropped, I didn't even finish. I got halfway through, I was like, this is shit, man. But anyway, Wonder Egg, of course, also a shit show, right? But I think it's funny that, of course, not too much parody, but Crunchyroll had in every goddamn category, and it didn't win anything, right? Because Crunchyroll, as I kept saying, because they're very, very woke, right? And I don't want to be political, right, on anime and gaming channel, but it's very, very true that in Crunchyroll is 100% political shit, right, that makes them have Wonder Egg in every category, because it's about lesbian girls and suicide. So the story elements, right, makes it be everywhere, because they had a horrible ending. I mean, obviously, I was very disappointed, right? I've seen Wonder Egg course. It was very good in the beginning, and then around episode 10, that is really is episode 10, right? It just completely jumps the shark. It becomes the ending, and just up to the ending point, right? The last arc, whatever you call it, it's just really terrible. It's really, really terrible. And then it even has here's a 5 on my anime list, right? And my anime list is not the best source of ratio, whatever. But if you gotta get on 5, it's a bad anime, because like under 6 on my anime list is almost impossible. Most anime has like 6 or higher, right? Even if they're bad animes, because people vote very nicely, I say. But this anime, it has a 5, okay? The ending part, and that's just ridiculously bad, right? So from like an actual voting standpoint, so I'm surprised that it's beating Uma Musume or whatever, honestly. But that being said, this is not even a drama. But that's a great point. Yeah, Fruit Basket is of course an amazing drama, and that was my number 1. And it won the Crunchyroll, right? Didn't it? Didn't and Fruit Basket win Crunchyroll. We can maybe actually compare that. Didn't it win Crunchyroll awards? Because that is actually probably the best drama last year, right? As I kept saying, though, I felt there was a little cheating, because certainly it was an anime that had been airing for 3 seasons, right? And I'd always find it a little cheating when you have an anime that's been airing for, like comparing a new anime to an anime that has been, no, to your alternative one. Oh yeah, but they have it nominated at least. You compare it just to my Crunchyroll, yeah. So they had it nominated, right? But yeah, you turn to one. Oh, yeah. But Wonder Egg in every category. But Odd Taxi also probably mostly a drama, right? Odd Taxi which certainly wins some stuff, right? Amazing anime. But I think, I have to say, at least here, Crunchyroll makes more sense, because 86, that's more a drama than whatever, adventure, whatever it had in. 86 is more a drama, definitely, so it fits more here. Fruit Basket, an amazing anime, right? And it's a drama. Or Taxi, again, that's a drama show in my opinion. It's a drama, mostly it's a drama, right? And Wonder Egg is also probably mostly a drama. So, yeah, I think it's strange how they got to this, categories. But anyway, let's cover the juries. So I remember how the jury at Crunchyroll in the first season used to love Megalobox. Blue Period, this is again a, artsy-fartsy, oh my god, it's like trans characters, it's clearly a good anime, it's a terrible anime. Hur som är sånt drama. What, they don't like Beastars? I don't know. Yeah, obviously the jury are complete morons, but yeah, I don't even get this. Like, Beastars? Beastars is like one of the legit good dramas, right? And have it like after Wonder Egg. So again, this is where you really wonder, right? Because I can understand that the people didn't vote for like Uma Musume over Wonder Egg, because Uma Musume isn't a drama at all. So I can see them being like, wait a minute, but like Beastar is a good drama, it's like a really good drama. And Wonder Egg Priority is like utter crap. It shouldn't even be in the top 8 list. That's just ridiculous. But anyway, I will say one thing though. While I really liked Beastars, I do agree that season 2, I agree, but whatever, season 2 was not as good as the first season. I will say that. I will probably give the first season like a 9 out of 10, maybe, and I probably give season 2 an 8 out of 10. So I think season 2 was still really good, but not as good as the first season, though. That I will say myself, though. But anyway, let's go on. Romance. Horimiya, that also won on Crunchyroll, which is probably the best romance last year. And I do really like Butch-chan, though, and Kuru Maid. So these are two animes I think are really good. Let's start with the people vote. So there we have Fruit Basket, which I guess is more a romance than a drama, so I guess it's fine then that it's here instead. That is fair, I suppose. It is more a romance anime, I suppose. Even though the last season is probably more drama than romance. See, honestly, that's one of those hard things. I mean, let's compare them like this, right? What is it? Butch-chan. This anime is romance comedy, right? Nagatoro, romance comedy. But like Fruit Basket, this is a romance drama, right? This is much more drama oriented. And I would probably argue that it is much more drama than 3D, especially versus 1 and 2. So it's a little iffy when you do these categories, you can't have to define them and so on. But anyway, Horimiya won the other one too. It was a good anime. It had really good romance scenes. One thing I did after Horimiya is that they actually start smashing immediately. No, but I think Horimiya is a really good romance in a way that they actually do have... they get together actually fairly quickly. And then we see them actually grow, be dating and so on, right? And in most, I feel, romance animes, they just stay not... it's like 12 episodes even kiss, right? So that's really good in Horimiya. It makes it feel different than most animes. For Basket, obviously, Who's Loved Botani, right? Great anime. More comedy harem though than romance perhaps, but it has a really good moments though with, of course, Nino especially becoming the new best girl and so on. So it was really good. It was really good. I really love season 2. It's much better than 1. Season 1 I think is good too, but season 2 is like really good. It's like a 9 out of 10 show. I think one of the best harem shows. So definitely. Where's my girlfriend though? Hey, that's a good comedy. But anyway, Senpai. I like Senpai. It's but it's also like more comedy romance, right? Nagatoro is comedy or whatever. Yose is a really good movie. I recommend it heavily. But this is really weird too, because I don't like them having movies, and with shows, right? Because I would say that Yose is much better romance. It's an actual romance movie compared to like Senpai, right? It's a much, much better romance, but it's an anime focused on romance and it's a movie. It doesn't feel very comparable. It doesn't feel you can compare these two shows, right? I love Butch-chan. Not a big fan of these shows. So yeah, I'm fine with Butch-chan winning. Butch-chan is a really good romance, I think. Really good, actually. And also really funny. But I like Butch-chan more like Horimiya, generally speaking. I think the romance is probably better here, but the comedy is way better here. So, yeah, if I had to pick a winner, generally speaking, I would say Butch-chan over Horimiya. But now we are in romance, and that's why I feel that having so many categories, and they not have like rom-com and rom-drama and so on, it's kind of strange, because I'm a little bit like, well, actually, I still think Horimiya is the better romance, but it's a rom-com, I think it's better. But anyway, let's go on. Slice of Life, okay, here's Dragon Maid, I guess. That's I suppose. I mean, yeah, okay, I guess it's mainly slice of life. I mean, okay. It's like, but it's also comedy and drama and romance. It's everything. You're misunderstanding, you fools. The greatness of, Kanna is that Kanna is everything. Kanna is wholesome, and then we have romance with Toru, and then we have drama, we have action. I mean, truly, the greatness, right, of Dragon Maid is like 6 genres. That's the greatness, right? You can't really feel Dragon Maid in this kind of version how they write it here, because they're splitting. They have too many categories basically. Dragon Maid is like 6 categories, right? It should, but actually in that sense though, here it seems that you can't be in more than one category. That I have to say, I almost kind of prefer actually Crunchyroll system where you actually can have one anime in more than one category, because it does feel like an anime Dragon Maid should be also in comedy at least, right? Comedy and stuff like. But now they have defined it as no has to be here. I really like that, because where is the borderline? Like Nagatoro, right? It's about 2 cute people flirting and having a slice of life at high school, right? What is the definition of slice of life, really? I mean, I love the genre, don't get me wrong. I mean, I love the genre, but I mean, like, the definition basically is like nothing really happens. It's just like people living their life, right? And that's kind of what I mean. It's a little bit like, what is, like, why is this anime here and not in comedy or in both, or what is the where's the border of the field, right? That being said, for example, No Byaru, which I think is an amazing show, one of my favorite shows last year, this is much more slice of life, because this anime, nothing happens, right? It's just about cute girls having a life, right, up in the mountain village range. This actually has action and so on. So this is much more slice of life. This is more bits of everything. I do feel you're kind of after. But anyway, I do like this anime, especially Renge Oneshan is the best in this anime. And it's like, Oneshan, no! It's so good. So I was spoiled, but Renge is a new girl. A new girl starts to live there, right? She's the daughter of the policeman, and Renge is like, I am the big sister. It's so good. I will take care of her. I will protect my little Emoto. It is so good. Renge One, there she is, the new girl. Yeah, Renge Oneshan. So I will agree with Yashu's thesis. I mean, I think Dragon Maid is a better anime than Nonobyaru, but if I have to pick purely, right, I would pick this too, right? But this is a better anime, I think. That's why the categories are almost too many categories. But anyway, so this is the people vote. This is great. Obviously, I think one of the best anime last year, right? I love Kanna and so on. Everyone loves Kanna, come on. And Eurocamp was, of course, a great anime, right? Season 1, I think, is slightly better, but, it's good. Nonobyaru, as I mentioned, of course, I love the anime. Crap anime, in my opinion, Okitop, nothing happens. Like with all of their animes. Holy shit, man. I completely refuse to watch anything, basically, from PA Works, right? Since they failed 6-7 years ago. I remember talking to Memory NK about that, and he was like, no, but come on, they used to be... They're great, PA Works. Yeah, I got these animes. I was like, yeah, but tell me an anime that were good from them the last 5 years. He's like, okay. He's like, meh. So he was like, okay, you're right, yeah, because I mean, I agree with him that if you look at PA Works maybe 10 years ago, like when he cannot watch anime, right? Yeah, okay, there's some good animes. But I'm like, what have you done for me lately? Tell me an anime that you actually like from them the last 5 or 6 years. He was like, okay. It's like, yeah, maybe not the latest years. I think they're so bad, like all their animes, like Colorful World and so on. Oh, it's so terrible. Fairy Gone, what a crap show that was, and so on. I felt immediately when I watched that, I was like, no, I can't do it. I couldn't even get through like episode 1. I was like, this is gonna be horrible. I mean, I admit it, I didn't watch more than episode 1. I watched half episode 1. I was like, this is gonna be terrible, and I knew it was gonna have plot holes and it's gonna be a terrible ending. And what I heard is true, so I don't know how it's up here. But that being said, though, so my rant here. This is where you have too many categories, I feel, where you don't allow animes to overlap, because suddenly we have these animes that, let's be fair, no one cares, okay? Yeah, this is not a very good anime, but these animes, like, did anyone watch these animes? These are like children's show animes. This is an issue, again, with having too many categories, or then the rule that you can't be in 2 categories, because haven't there been other animes earlier that probably, let's go up here and just Like, wouldn't you say that maybe Horimiya is Slice of Life? It definitely would be Slice of Life. I think it's more than one, right? So that anime could have been done here instead. The people obviously would rather say it Horimiya is a better Slice of Life than this anime, right? So it is a problem. I would also say that they have this only one anime. One anime can only be in one category, and that's a bad thing for me. And I think it's bad too, right? Because I mean, maybe they have it later, like Best Girl and so on. But I definitely prefer, honestly, I do prefer the Crunchyroll system where they allow it to be both best action and best comedy. So that it makes more sense. Because an anime can be both best in two categories. It really can. But they probably will have like best girl and best boy and so on. And then I guess they will have to have more than one category. But then of course characters. Anyway, okay, it's a Pretentious anime pick. I don't know. I feel it's like for me it's only 3 animes that matter, right? Dragon Maid, the Yuri is obviously, but is this I do feel it's the Yuri again being like, oh no, 2 big flame sacks. No, they're joking about Ilulu's big titties. Like, come on, Dragon Maid is by far much better than these animes. Jesus Christ, man. Like, but they're like, no, her tits are too big. They're like, no, I'm being insulted by her big boobies. You know, that's how they feel, right? So let's be honest. Anyway, so yeah, I heard that the Yuri likes Sonny Boy, which is an absolute crap anime. So, and suspense, sort of thriller, also a very weird category. But anyway, let's start with, so people of course love Old Taxi, which is a really good anime, and it's a much better suspense anime than Attack on Titan, definitely. It's a category of suspense. I feel, this is really weird to me. Like, what does it mean with this word, suspense? Wouldn't it be mystery or something? Well, like, what would you be, but then FC's here too. This is really weird, like a very weird category. Like, no, actually, I mean the name itself, and Vivi's here? Like, what is this category? Shadow House is like mystery drama. It's like a very weird category. Because obviously, like Shadow House is a completely other anime and Vivi. I wouldn't say they're in the same genre, right? These aren't in the same genre. Like RCA is in the same genre as Taxi. This feels very, very weird category. Very, very weird category. But anyway, obviously, Old Taxi took everyone as a storm, right? So it's win. I understand people really love it. Makes sense. I mean, I think it's one of the best animes too. I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying that it really became a popular anime, right? Last year. So that's sure. It wins there. These 2 animes are bad, so whatever. But I am surprised to see that, for example, El Zero is number 2. Or maybe, I guess it's popularity. Whatever. And then here, of course, comes the Pretentious judges, right? So I made the thumbnail right and heard about this thing because Sonny Boy, as said in my other video, talked about the Crunchyroll stuff. Sonny Boy is a terrible anime. It's a terrible anime. I'll probably say that. I think the anime is crap. Okay, like I think this is like for me, Sonny Boy is like maybe a 1 out of 10 anime. Okay, and I think that is truly that is honestly I feel a fair estimate because Sonny Boy has, first of all, terrible one-dimensional characters. Okay. Every character is really boring, and they're only there for like one purpose. Oh, this guy really likes to train something. This guy is an idiot. This guy is a douche or a perv, whatever. Yeah. So every character is incredibly one-dimensional. But they basically a bunch of Mikasas, okay? There's like 20 Mikasas, okay? So terrible writing on dialogue, and it's so incredibly convoluted anime, right? But that's the first issue. Every character is very, very boring, and they're incredibly dislikable, okay? So you're no one to root for, right? And I think it's interesting too because in Crunchyroll, right? They wanted to make it win too, right? However, they couldn't nominate any other thing for it, like best character, best girl, there is no real antagonist. She just disappears, and this is rules that are never defined, and then the rules change every episode, right? And every episode basically just adds more and more plot holes and or mystery, and nothing is ever really explained, right? And it's just hand-waved. I was like that, right? So it's terrible writing. It's writing as the absolute worst, where the author just adds more and more mystery, and then at the end it's like, it was God, okay? It just doesn't solve anything, right? It's truly a terrible anime. The only reason why it's here, and this is very classic with animes, because either they get 1 out of 10 right, by recent people, give 1 out of 10, but then you also have this pretentious douche people, right, that are like, you can't understand, this anime is so amazing because of the plot, it's just you have to have 200 IQ to understand it, right? Let's be fair here, right? No one of the jury members have 200 IQ, okay? I have 200 IQ, so you see how I act. Do they act like me? No, they don't. These people, this is the most like, I wanna sound smart, right? Then you want to pitch this anime, yeah. This is truly the pretentious bullshitting, where you wanna sound smart. Because this anime, it is the perfect example of the Emperor's new clothing, right? It's the perfect example of the Emperor not being of course naked, but everyone wants to see this beautiful clothes, and they want to claim that they see the clothes, right? Because they want to sound intelligent, right? Sonny Boy, and people defend Sonny by saying that if you don't like it, you're too unintelligent to understand it, right? That's usually how people defend it. No, it's just crap, okay? Just because it has a crap ending that is really badly written, that I can fully understand it, it's just bad, doesn't mean that, you don't have the intelligence, etc., right? But that's people's defense for it, right? That's a very weak defense, because every time you actually discuss anime with anyone, and I say, what about this plot hole, right? Yeah, what about this confusing plot hole there? What about this, like, is this like an objective plot hole? People are like, you don't understand. But it's a plot hole. Like, explain to me the plot hole. And they're like, you can't, of course, because it actually has plot holes. You know what I mean? But it comes off as this, like, high visual shit, right? And that's why the jury likes it, right? Because the jury wants to be pretentious. It's the ultimate pretentious anime. Of course, there are other examples of potential animes too, but I think it really does illustrate the perfect behavior, right, of a person. It's like, oh, I can be a jury member, oh, I'm gonna pick the anime. Because you saw the exact same thing again, right, with Crunchyroll. Remember, Crunchyroll also wanted it to win, right? They had it up here as the top winner, but then no one voted for it, and it didn't have it in the other categories, right? As I said in that stream too, I was like, but if this is a good anime, why is there no best girl, right? But why doesn't it have a best character, right? Why is there no antagonist? Because the anime barely has an antagonist. Right? So why can Sonny Boy here so right? And that is, to me, really points to that this is not a very good anime, because there is no real. I mean, yes, they have antagonists, but they cannot lose them per episode, right? They have a protagonist-ish, but especially when it comes to antagonists, they cannot just have this. Oh, here's the sensei. She's the bad girl now, and then she just disappears. Okay, she goes in and she just is gone. Doesn't make any sense. She just leaves, and just to really emphasize here, I say doesn't make any sense as bad writing. I'm not saying that oh, I can't understand. I'm saying that no, it doesn't make any sense. That how can it be so badly written? They introduce a new bad character, an antagonist, and then they just go away without actually ever having resolved that character's being the enemy, right? They don't defeat her, she just disappears, right? So that's a per example of how Crunchyroll trying to force the anime to win, right, to some extent, that they won their priority, but they can't, for example, argue why, right? They can't say that this is a great anime because great antagonist, because it has no antagonist, right, and so on. So it's bullshit. But anyway, the perfect potential bullshit anime, and you can see how the people, of course, didn't put it nearly as high, right? And these animes are just it's a bad anime. So this anime, though, I think it's actually really good. I think Shadow House is a really good anime, and the reason that it actually lost Sonny Boy popularity is because no one saw it. Like no one saw it, That's probably why. Yeah, it feels like an anime that no one basically saw. I saw it. I really liked it. It's a really good anime. I would say it's better than Vivi. Like Vivi, I didn't like Vivi. Like Vivi, of course, from F-Series author, right? It's a really good Vivi. I won't spoil it, but it's like Vivi. I think it's a really good anime, but the ending sucks. Okay, and that's a big issue, right? We take a drama-focused anime, suspense is called here, but that's a big issue with Vivi. The last arc is terrible, and it's really unnecessary. The anime could have ended straight up 3 episodes earlier, and it would be arguably one of the best anime last year. But they added 3 more episodes, and they just made it the whole thing worse. So it was very strange the last arc. But Shadow House, I think is better. Yeah, Shadow House is really good. It's interesting, cool world building, cool characters, and so on. Right, has a good antagonist, not like Sonny, but has an antagonist. Yeah, it's you need to have a good antagonist, I think, for suspense anime, like Eren. You need to have like an Eren, right? And Old Taxi, of course, has several antagonists, because they call them, yeah. So it's really good. Anyway, so here we go. What is it? Main dramatic? Now it feels really weird. So are you gonna give? Oh my god, there's so many categories. It's gonna be like best character in a drama or something. But this doesn't make any sense because the problem here with this list is really terrible. Or the system, I mean, because you just said that Attack on Titan isn't a drama. You have a drama category, but you really need to take a Titan. But now you have, I guess, best dramatic character, and then Eren wins, right? Popularity. But isn't Eren a suspense character? See what I mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, it's not the same categories. It should be the main suspense character, right? It should be this category. This is what the genre is called, suspense. This is the genre they've created, right? Like a really stupid genre name, but that's what they created. So Aaron shouldn't be in this category. That doesn't make any sense. But anyway, that's what the people done. So Aaron wins because sure, it's like, you know, Attack on Titan, incredibly popular. I think it's a bad pick though, honestly, because it is season 1 of part 1 and 4. Aaron is barely in the anime. Aaron is barely existing in that season. It's Gabby all over. But again, like Rudy, I don't think Rudy is in a drama, so dramatic. It's like a weird category. But anyway, I think, as I mentioned in the other stream, I think that, I mean, I long talk about this, but I think that Urikawa is a much better character in a sense than Rudy, in the sense that he cares anime more. Right? Like he really cares his anime. So I think that Urikawa should win because all tax is so heavily carried by him, right? So he should win, I would say. And I don't know. He's even the best character in all anime. I hate the two. You can't have like the supportive characters, which are much better. Like Kawaii, much better character. And yeah, I don't know. The jury, you know, is always Pretentious, right? Pretentious anime, absolutely crap anime, horrible main character. And as I said earlier in one review, I feel that I is the worst character in the anime. Like literally, the other girls are way better written than her. She's the worst character in the whole anime, so it's ridiculous. But Shin, I feel is like some kind of like, you know, Evangelion is obviously the Pretentious of Pretentious animes. I feel like that's a favorite word I know, but honestly, isn't Evangelion probably the most arty-farty anime? I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that if you're like a 40-year-old, you know, virgin that is into anime, you always like say that this anime is the best anime ever, right? Evangelion. That's the anime you grew up with, right? This is the best anime ever. It does feel really weird, I feel, that the judges are like, of course, they picked Evangelion's main character, right? Because that's the, you know, the right pick, right? That's the proper pick for an anime fan, you know what I mean? This is kind of how it feels. It's like, oh, we have to pick Shin, right? He's from the... Even though I think most people actually hate Shin, because he's like a crybaby and doesn't really have a good character development. And I would say this thing, right? Honestly, with Evangelion, I mean, everyone kind of hates Shin, right? Most people hate Shin in Evangelion. But even if you don't hate him, I don't really hate him. Is Evangelion really carried by him as the best dramatic character? Not really. Evangelion's carried by the storyline, right? Exactly. We need like an ecchi category, ecchi main character. But anyway, let's go on. Main comedy character? Okay, Rengi. Okay, they are like the jury. I'm like, yeah, well, Rengi Unishan! Are this good jury members? Rengi Unishan! Okay, I get it. That's good. Rengi, of course, it carries her anime. Dala, and it's of course Gin. Gintama. Maybe it's the fake one. Kin. It's all the hair color, yeah. Kin Toki, eh? The golden one. I love that when they replace Gin, man. It's the best part when they replace him with the much better version of him. But yeah, I would have picked Nagatoro easily, because she of course carries her anime. I was gonna say that Nagatoro has to be here, right? And she's the one. Toru? I don't even think Toru is like the main funny part in her anime. Obviously, Bakarina is freaking best girl. Kin is a good... Like, Yamada is here. Come on, everyone knows Saki is the best girl. You go Saki, you go then it's Lily. Come on, legendary Tai. Come on, no. She's not as good. Come on, freaking overrated character. At least the Yuri as the Rengi-chan is awesome. But see, this is what I mean. You know that the Yuri is, as I keep saying it, because I love this word, and there is the English word for it, right? So again, värdegrund, okay? Foundation of opinion, okay? Swedish word, right? Never used on the languages. It's a Swedish word. It has no translation for it. But basically it means that värdegrund is like a summary of you being on the, you know, the left side of, you know, you hate sex, right? You hate cute girls. You are, you know, super pro all of this sort of left-wing stuff, right? Sounds super critical, but truly, värdegrund is basically a word of like hating, you know, on ecchi stuff and so on, mostly, right? Yeah. Basically, you're a proper person, right? In Swedish society. And when I see the jury being like, oh, this character, this Pretentious anime is the best, and Nagatoro is the worst. Obviously, I'm thinking that, you know, goddamn jury members, and you know what I mean, goddamn jury members, they're like, oh, we can't pick Nagatoro, she's too sexy. She got boobs, you know. That's how they are. Like, let me go and get my. I will admit I've been lazy. I haven't actually put it up yet because I'm a fat, lazy bastard. But you know, let me shock the poor jury members with showing them this, right? Whatever. I have to take a touch up from yesterday. Whatever. Look, let me, you know, mentally break the Yuri barrier with this thing. Look at this. Oh, I'm a bit lazy. Haven't put it up yet. I put it up maybe over Hibiki or maybe somewhere else in the house. But you know, I want to make the Yuri members, you know, try a little bit, right? But yeah, I mean, obviously, Nagatoro is freaking comedy genius girl, but the Yuri will hate it, right? Because oh no, she got boobs. We can't vote for Nagatoro. She got titties. It's just yeah. Okay, a little harder than the second one. But yeah, so of course they put Nagatoro as the worst because yeah, she got titties, she got oppies. So she's the horrible. Because it really is very objectively wrong, right? Jesus Christ. Nagatoro carries her anime, she's way funnier than Toru and Kinji. I mean, I actually liked the anime a lot, but come on, Kinji is not as funny as Nagatoro, Jesus Christ, man. And Tai isn't even... This is really ridiculous too, because, like... Again, I really like Zombieland Sega, but obviously every girl has their own moments, right, in that anime. And Legendary Tai, of course, voiced by Sailor Moon, she is a funny character, but is she as funny as Nagatoro? No, she isn't, and I think it's objectively true, because Tai is 1 out of 7 girls, right, in a comedy anime, where Nagatoro is basically the girl in a comedy anime. Yes, she has her friends too, but Nagatoro basically is, of course, the main character, and like 9 out of 10 jokes comes from her, right? Where Tai is maybe it's like 1 out of maybe every 5th joke, I guess, is her, right? I think already there, this is making sense to me. If I'm gonna have the main comedy character this year, I will say Nagatoro is obviously in the top, right? It doesn't make much sense having Tai here again because she's not really carrying her show. Except that Baccarina is also a much better comedy character, right? She's the one that's strongest in 2, but again, no, Baccarina is of course most of the joke. She's the character doing most of the comedy, right? She has probably 6 or 7 times more joke, whatever, than Tai has, right? That doesn't make any sense of it. From an objective standpoint, Tai is just one of many female characters, right, in this anime. So I think it's kind of strange, just from that alone. And not because I don't like Tai, I'm saying that, you know, like she's like the supportive character, yeah. That feels weird. And Nagatoro, obviously, it's just because she has boobs. Anyway, supporting character. Oh my god, Onishan! And of course the trans character, because that's this is why goddamn the Yuri is so pathetic. Pathetic people, honestly. I mean, you can really see how the concept is like, oh, we can't have Nagatoro, she's too attractive, she's an edgy character. Oh, we have to have, you know, Shin, no, we have potential anime. You can really see how the Yuri is are a bunch of losers, right? A bunch of loser people, honestly. Because, okay, this Ruji is a terrible character. Anyway, terrible one-dimensional character in Repair. Terrible anime, generally speaking. And why she wins? She got dick. This is casual all over again. The only reason they had Lily, right, is because Lily got a penis, right? Yeah. So Ruji wins because she got a PP, right? That's the only reason they have her at number 1. Not because she's a good written character, because her scenes are terrible. Like, and honestly, like episode 3 of Repair is about her trying to get laid, right? She's crying a bit, some guy broke up with her, and then she's to have an incredibly super short flashback of, oh, no guys wanna do me, I got a penis. And then 10 minutes later, she has a new boyfriend anyway, and it's resolved immediately, you know, on the sideline, and it's like no character development or whatever. It's really a terrible written character, and it's so cliche. She's so cliche too. She's the most one-dimensional character ever. Terrible character. Here we have a very interesting character, Ruji, Big Bro Nishan. Great character development, right? Great dynamic with Ares and Rudy. This is like masterful written character, one-dimensional character that happens to have a penis. This is basically the comparison. Yeah, this is like 3D dimensional character, one-dimensional, incredibly flat character. I mean, this is true. I think she's a horrible character, really. Like, one reason why I dropped this anime was because while I do really like Otonoko, my favorite kind of character, right? She was so one-dimensional that this is one of the main reasons I dropped the anime, because I hated her character so much. Her character is so badly written. Her character has no personality. Her character is like I'm a slutty fanboy over there. That's kind of her character. She's got a very one-dimensional, very like, you know, kind of a porno character. Oh, I wanna F every guy, you know. That's basically her personality. Like, she has no personality. Her personality, she's thirsty for some dicks, right? That's her personality. Like, she's a terrible written character. If anything, she's kind of offensive even, right? If I want to go that far, I think here the jury is really embarrassing herself because they want to pick her because she, again, is a trans character. But I would arguably say that she's an offensive trans character because she's basically like a freaking, still of a porno character, right? She only has one interest, and that is trying to sleep with men, right? She has no other personality. She wants to have sex with other characters. That's basically her whole character in episode 3 and forward, right? It's her trying to get smashed. So it's like, is that a character they want to promote as, oh my god, a trans character, and she's awesome. No, she's a horrible character. One-dimensional, thirsty trans character, right? And honestly, probably somewhat offensive, because the author basically took it the most cliche, tropey, super thirsty trans woman, right? It's just ridiculous. Like, it's a really badly written trans woman. They think it's better than Rudyard because, But obviously the judges are gonna hate them potentially too, right? They're gonna hate them potentially. But Gugu is here! Gugu! They're gonna pick her over! Gugu! My freaking boy! My little boy! He's in this category! Freaking judges, man! Gugu, man! Gugu! This little boy carries the whole goddamn... Only reason people are freaking voting for Fumetsu right, is because Gugu, man. Everyone knows this is the character that is carrying Fumetsu Nata. It's not goddamn Fu himself, man. It's freaking Gugu, man. This is the character. Holy shit, is Gugu the character? Okay, but this is why I don't understand the categories anyway. But the character weird. But anyway, yeah, Gugu, of course, freaking amazing character. I would easily put Gugu here as a supportive character. Not a supportive character, terrible in the category, but he's an antagonist, so it doesn't make any sense. How is he a supportive character? He's the main antagonist, basically. He's the, addicted gamer that wants to kill the main character. He's not a supportive character whatsoever. He's an antagonist of the anime. Who is he supporting? The death of the main character? The supportive character is like the monkey that's also antagonist, but also is trying to help him, kinda, right? Or his girlfriend in live stream, so But this guy is the one trying to kill him. He's the pure antagonist. He hasn't any. He shouldn't even be in this category. It's crap, man. But anyway, yeah, it's her Renge's sister. Otto is the MVP. That's his certainly. Let's look at the people. See, the people get it. They're like, Gugu is the top here. They're like, oh yeah, well, Evangelium, whatever. Hikage though. But that's one weird thing though, honestly. I mean, yes, Hikane is a good character for Renge, but isn't it more like there are other, characters in Nonobyaru that are supportive characters? And I don't even think Hikane is the main, girl, right? After Renge. She isn't really. It's more like Senpai, her Senpai is more like the one. But yeah, Gugu Fushiro. I mean, Gugu casts the whole anime. I would pick Gugu here if I knew he was in the category. Otherwise, I would go like Gugu, Rudyard, Otto, Matsumoto, Hikane, Mary, and then I guess Rudyard, the horrible trans character, whatever. Not because, again, she's trans, because she's a horrible character, right? I hate people gonna defend it. Oh, you just hate. No. I love trans characters. I will say that, right? It's my favorite kind of character, right? So to speak. I love that, I read Otokonoku Yaoi all day long, right? But, and opposite football stuff all the time, and so on. But Jesus Christ, this is a badly written trans character, okay? But I have to, I guess, say that she's a better character, supportive, than Hajime. But he's an antagonist. He's not a supportive character whatsoever. A supportive character. It's not supporting. This doesn't make any sense. It doesn't fit. The rest of them are like, the friend of the main character. Yeah, it doesn't make any kind of sense. Like, what is the F? What the F is this shit? It doesn't make any sense. This category. What is this? Like, main character's big bro friend, right? Best friend. Main character's, best friend, I guess. Main character's best friend bro, right? Main character's best bro again. Main character's girlfriend-ish friend, something. Main character's friend, and the main character's sister, right? And friend, I guess. And then the main character's murderer. It's like, it doesn't make any goddamn sense. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. It just doesn't fit. All the other characters are, like, helping the main character. They're supporting the main character, yeah. And this guy's like, I want to kill the main character. He shouldn't be in the list whatsoever. I don't understand the category. Okay, so assembly cast, I guess? Weird category, but sure. Mushoku Tensei, with my Ghislaine, baby. Obviously have steel buns. And, best good anime too, right? So let's go with the people vote then. Yeah, certainly people know what's up, right? Old Taxi, that's a good pick too. I feel the democracy is good here. They're like, Old Taxi, Old Kaisen, Zero Basket. Dragon Maid, I guess, because what a crap anime. It's probably gonna fly over here now, probably. So yeah, I told you guys. Always, the year is always Pretentious. Yeah. But yeah, villains can also be supportive, I guess, but he isn't, though. One thing I put out. I mean, he is the villain, right? But he's also supportive, because you can have a villain trying to help the main character, right? For whatever reason. Like, Itachi is so much supportive to Sasuke, right? So you can have the villain also being supportive. But this guy isn't. He's just trying to kill him. Like, he's never supportive whatsoever. He's just trying to murder him. It never helps him. Itachi helps Sasuke to, get more hatred and get stronger, right? But this guy is just trying to kill the main character. He's not even supportive whatsoever. But anyway, of course the jury is that. But I would obviously put Dragon Maid, probably the higher. So, but let's say, guys, of course, a great anime with a lot of characters. I feel, I don't know, the people have clearly a better taste here with Mutenshi in the top, right? And you can always see that the jury hates Mutenshi. Yes, this is question, right? Yes, they had it win earlier because there weren't that many other competitors in that category. But you can see here that they hate it, right? This is like, they don't want to have Jujutsu Kaisen because it's too, mainstream. This is too controversial, right? So you can really see how the jury is like, oh, we picked the cool ones and so on. It's very, very classic, right? But, sure, people, democracy once again. Production awards? Well, I guess I would pick, like, Mugen Train, Demon Slayer. I guess they're picking, Dragon Maid also put, I mean, they're both good picks. Dragon Maid has a very good, but this feels like a very weird, seriously, incredibly weird category, like anime. Okay, no, I'm an idiot. Okay, it said animation. First I was like production. At first I thought you said production category. And I was like, production category? But okay, animation category. Okay, fine, that's a little more reasonable. Okay, I was just being stupid, yeah. That's a more reasonable category. What the hell was I reading? No, this makes more sense. Okay, sorry. Okay, so of course, Mushoku Tensei has really good animation. So I think, it's like worthy winner. Popularity. Kaison's course, best fight, right? Boogie Woogie, so also one. Boogie Woogie, brother! And so, alright, VV looks great too. Obviously, Dragon Maid looks amazing too, right? Dragon Maid has some really good fights. The best thing I think with Dragon Maid is that it's a comedy set of life, right? And it also has really good fights. It doesn't need to have good fights, but it has good fights too, So I love that shit, right? Son and Boy, I think, is utter crap, honestly. People think it's good, because it's not good, it's just, it's just different, okay? Different doesn't mean good. And Son and Boy doesn't have good animation. It objectively doesn't have good animation. Wonder Egg, the best part, it is the animation, certainly. Wonder Egg is utter failure as a storyline, but certainly animation is the best part of it. That is fair to say. And Skate also, likewise, looks good at least. Also, I think, terrible storyline, but it looks good. I said it in a review last year, right? But Skate, I used to skateboard a lot as a kid, right? With my friend, especially one of my best friends, it went a lot, inline and so on, and of course we loved Tony Hawk and so on, those games. And but the reason I didn't like Skate was because I felt it took the worst part of skateboarding. Like I would think it would be way more anime to have them do tricks, right? To have them do like, oh, look at me doing this kickflip and then I do a Medusa or something. I think that would have been much more better. But I mean, so I think it would be much more interesting seeing them doing anime, anime tricking, right? Half pipe and so on, or at least getting points for that. So instead, of just made it like longboarding going down the hill, right? Downhill skateboarding. That's the most boring part of skateboarding. I felt it took something that is more interesting as a sport, right? And made it used to be another racing anime with like crazy looking characters. But at least it looks good. But yeah, I felt there was like it went with the absolutely least interesting part of skateboarding in my opinion. But anyway, look at the judges. I think Dragon Maid is the best one, as I said in the order. So I said Dragon Maid, I think, has the best animation. Kyoto strong. I think the jury is right here, and honestly, I would say this is one of the categories we can objectively actually look at and measure what has the best frames and all that. And I think that Dragon Maid has the best fights or the best animation, I guess. This is my point, right? But if you ask me best fight, I wouldn't say that Dragon Maid has the best fight. That is again Boogie Woogie by far, in my opinion, right? Boogie Woogie, baby. Todo, of course, I was on Japanese TV saying it's the best fight. I was on Japanese TV, right? And I was like, who's the best cat? I was like, Todo, man of culture. So, brother. I have been very, open about how much I love Todo, right? No, but best fight, I would say easily is Boogie Woogie. But best animation, you don't have to have a fight to have an animation, right? It is weird though that Mugen Train isn't here. So again, the category makes little sense because they did include Mugen Train earlier. And wouldn't you say that Mugen Train looks a lot better than, for example, Vivi or Skate? So that's very strange. But anyway, you see the judges are very, pretentious. Let's go on. Oh, had it had earlier? No, I don't understand why it also has so bad UI in this thing. It is really bad done, right? This whole thing again is really stupid. Why can't you have both at the same time? So you can compare them on the same time. Really, really stupid system to have this thing. No, why do this functionality is so stupid? Instead of having to use 2 lists, you have this thing. Or you could, whatever, but it's so stupid. But this thing here is weird too, because now suddenly they're having like honorable mentions. They didn't have that before. It's very, I don't like, right, when you make a website or whatever, or system, and it's not consistent. Like, why doesn't it have, there's nothing here that ever mentions honorable mentions, right? There's nothing here about character having included. But suddenly here, we're getting like top 16. I mean, I don't mind that, but I don't mind having an honorable mention. I'm just saying that why hasn't it been that for the rest of the stuff? Like, why did you suddenly change the rules? Suddenly we have 8 more nominees almost, right? Feels very weird to me that it's adding that. But anyway, one thing here I feel very strange too, which I feel is very strange, the whole board here. Here, we are not voting for a fight, right? Or an episode. We're voting for an anime. Like Jujutsu Kaisen. It doesn't say Boogie Woogie, right? You know what I mean? But here, suddenly they're also mentioning episode names too. They're like, this specific episode, 1. SS Tonisen 10. Yeah, why are suddenly they're also defining episodes? And here they aren't. Here it's just Mobile Suit Gundam, not an episode. I just don't understand why they can't even do that correctly. I'm just saying, right? I like the raw stuff, but this doesn't make any sense. These One Piece episode, these 3 episode One Piece apparently, but not the other. And here it's like just the anime, right? Like, why can't it be, the same number? Should it just say, Doraemon number 1005 here, right? Or whatever. But yeah, so terribly done. Whatever. Sonny Boy, of course, again, pretentious, wanna be judges, right? They wanna be smart, right? Yeah. Fake intelligent judges, and of course, an actual good anime. But honestly, this category here, you can see how the judges are just idiots, honestly. Whatever, send the video to judges, tell them I call them morons, because this is just stupid, okay? So, Mushoku Tensei has amazing background art. If there's one thing the anime does really good, right, from the art standpoint, it is the landscape. Right? Mushoku Tensei has so many great landscapes. When they're moving around and you see these different countries and the islands and the mountains and so on. The anime has a great fantasy feel to it. When especially in the opening, right? So you have the opening, every episode has a new opening where they're showing you, the landscape art and so on. Right? You can find something here quickly, but you know what I mean? Like, they do this badass landscape art. It's amazing in Mushoku Tensei. Truly amazing landscape. So I can find it. Landscape. Use an example. I'm just googling something random here, but you can probably find many of them, right? Let's just pick some different ones. This one is great. Picking my favorite ones here. This one here is really good. So this is why the anime is so good too, because it really feels like a JRPG, right? Like, I played every JRPG ever, and it's such a good goddamn anime. Mushoku Tensei. Like, look at here. This is like Rudy's home village, right? Like an anime starts, right? It's the So, this is a great panel, right? You see this whole landscape. Like, you see this beautiful city, or it's a village, but you know what I mean, a village, and you see kind of like some animals, and the trees. Sorry, it's bad, but whatever. Let's Google some examples here. And here, for example, you see the city, you see the lake in the middle, and this is like amazing. It truly is. Truly, I think, an amazing way, right, to show you the world and the world building. Maybe not the right word, world building, but like building the world as in not lore, but like graphics and fantasy, and giving you that feel of like a really good fantasy anime, right? So that is a huge strength of Mushoku Tensei, because very few other animes does even remotely that stuff, right? But of course the judges are like, oh, but he has sex with a girl! Oh, he's not a virgin! We can't vote for him, right? So they are like, honestly, they are like, oh, screw that, right? They're like, we can't have that. Because what is the goddamn background in Sonny Boy? Let's just compare them, right? I'm just comparing them. Like, this is also we can look at objectively, right? We can compare them. and say, okay, this is a Sonny Boy landscape, okay? Come on, like, are you insane? I mean, yeah, it's a hill, okay? It's a hill, like, it's a hill. And then you compare it to this thing, right? Like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, it's, look at the different qualities, look at the different, you know, number of details or whatever, right? It's just, like, you have to be insane to say that this anime here has better, again, background art, right? You can dislike Rudy as much as you want. You can be a girl and hate him or whatever. You can hate Rudy, he's a pervert or whatever, right? You can be pretentious loser or in life or whatever, right? But background art, come on. Like, it's not even comparable. It's not even comparable. It's ridiculously... It's ridiculous how much they love Sonny Boy, the Yuri members. It's embarrassing. It's just embarrassing. Truly, I think it's embarrassing. But anyway, obviously the people again know what's up. And Yuri again is losers, but truly, I mean, it's just ridiculous. You can't even compare them. Just again, landscape, right? Like a meadow versus an incredible little meadow. Basically, it's showing the same kind of landscape. Is that the landscape in Pretentious has like 10 times the budget or quality, whatever you call it. But yeah, both, I guess. But anyway, let's look at the other animes in the list. But yeah, Yuri Camp. That's a great pick. They actually have a lot of great, you know, background landscape. Yeah, certainly. So Kaiser has a lot of more horror themes. VV has more sci-fi. Yeah, it's good. It's good. People here, Mars Red, Vlad. You know, there are some other animes that I would put here. Like, for example, Megalobox isn't here. I would say Megalobox has great. I'm surprised that Yuri wouldn't love Megalobox. Megalobox has a great, you know, this kind of dystopian future stuff landscape, right? Back and out and so on. It's really good. Dragon Maid, of course, has an incredibly detailed lands, backgrounds, so one when there's fighting and so on. But yeah, it's a couple of good ones. Ida 10 has really interesting, of course. Ida 10 is probably the best anime when it comes to use, like, you know, weird backgrounds. Yeah, Ida 10 is just... Can I find an Ida 10 image? I have a lot of Ida 10 on my computer. Ida 10 is like freaking, you know, that's a weird anime. Ida 10 is crazy, but you can find some Ida 10 fighting scene. This weird, you know, colorization. If it's Ida 10, the guy on those piece, they also have very strange, you know, like background colors, and so I can find a good example of it. I'm looking through my list here of Ida 10 images. I'm trying to find like a good example, but it's a very weird anime. How to explain it, right? Because it's so colorful and it's... But here's a random image I made of Ida 10, right? So here's about Ida 10. It's blood image of Ida 10, yeah. Like, Ida 10 has really strange, you know, colors, and it's a very brutal anime, but yeah, it has a very, very strange art, right? I think it is one of the best art animes last year, but it's very, very strange. Now I get my folders there, yeah. Isekai folders, yeah. I have a lot of... I have a lot of images on my computer, right? Isekai folder, yeah. But yeah, exactly, yeah, the Ubisoft, yeah, exactly. Milis. But it looks really good, right? And the Yuri is like Sonny Boy, because he's pretentious. Sonny Boy, the best anime ever, according to the Yuri members, because his crap animes are, you know, beloved by Yuri members. But I keep saying it, but it just, you know, what I said like 30 minutes ago, it's so true, because every time the Yuri has a chance to promote Sonny Boy, they do it, right? Even though it doesn't make any sense. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, it's, come on, are you kidding me? Like, it's not even comparable to Pretentious, or it's Kaisen or whatever, right? They take any chance to get, right, to motivate the terrible teacher. See? Like, every goddamn time, they're the horrible character! What's wrong with you freaking Yuri? This are so terrible Yuri members. Terrible, pathetic people, seriously. Because the only thing they want to do, right, is because they really want to shoehorn this to be a good anime. No, they have to lie about it, because if there's one thing Sonny Boy doesn't have, is good character design, okay? The characters are so incredibly boring in Sonny Boy. It's so incredibly one-dimensional. There are a bunch of goddamn Mikasas, all of them, right? So, but this is the problem with these kind of people, right? Because they obviously know that they have picked an anime that very few people will agree with them, right? As if you're a potential loser, right? So they're gonna be like artsy-fartsy anime shit, right? And now they have to, every time they can, they have to try to pretend that it is a good anime, right? Because if there's one thing they can't do, or is very wrong, is they can't do. But this is the worst part of Sonny Boy. The worst part of it. This truly shows you that the Yuri is just goddamn joke, right? Because, like I said at the beginning of the stream, right, Sonny Boy's characters are very one-dimensional. They're all dislikable. There's not a single character is a likable character. Both the so-called antagonists are terribly written and just disappear and so on. Terrible. The protagonists are just boring and not really ever character developed. Unless they do a flip and so on. So it's really bad from a character standpoint. And when they have the word character design, you also have to include the actual visual, right? So, for example, on Taxi, that the people voted for, because goddamn democracy is actually beautiful. Democracy works again, right? Because on Taxi, you know what it has? Interesting character design. And I mean visually here. So, on Taxi, right, every character is an animal. Every character has interesting clothing and so on, right? This is an anime that actually has interesting character design. The word is character design, right? That for me includes both visual, but also character development and premise and all that. So this is an anime with really interesting visual characters. Or Sonny Boy is a bunch of teenagers in a Lord of the Fly isekai. It's just isekai, Lord of the Fly isekai, with a bunch of teenagers that all basically wear the same clothing, okay? They all look the same. Like, the worst part of the anime is character design. I mean, I think it's a terrible anime, generally speaking, but the worst part is the character design. And then, of course, they're like, well, Sonny Boy, because it truly is the Emperor's new clothing. Jesus Christ, they're freaking, Jesus Christ, they're so terrible at the job, man. Luckily, they probably didn't get paid to do this. But this is ridiculous. Or Tax is a perfect sample of great character. Or Skate, right, is probably here. I don't have Skate here. Oh, yeah, Skate. Also a great example of interesting character design. Like I said last month, Skate, not the best anime, but arguably the best character design, right? Because it has interesting clothing and character and color status, all right? It has a great character design. This has boring characters. Oh, a guy in a shirt. Another guy in a shirt. Oh yeah, they're all in school uniforms. Yeah, great character design. That is the least interesting part of the anime. And the character is just so more, right? It's so one-dimensional. Oh, I am the sport guy. I'm the smart girl. I'm the cheerleader. Yeah, this is like the most freaking... It's like a bunch of hentai characters. And I mean hentai in one-dimensional, one-dimensional horror members, right? Yeah, I'm the guy. I'm the Yankee. That's basically the personality I have, right? Anyway, what people want. People, of course, know what's up, so they have Old Taxi, which I do think has better character than Musashi. And obviously, we have Ghislaine. Just to zoom in on Ghislaine, baby. We have boobs, right? We have Ghislaine, so obviously, the Musashi win. But anyway, yeah, we have Elvis, right, and so on. So, Mushoku Tensei, of course, has a really good character design, both visually and, of course, character standpoint, writing, development, so on. But I think Otaxi is better because it is interesting with the animals and the clothing and how they behave and so on. So it is better. And also, Otaxi is more of like a character drama, right? It's driven by the characterization of the characters much more. Not the same in Pretentious, so I think it's fair to also have it win in character design. Just character, of course, great character design too, right? One rate purity. I will have to admit that yes, the storyline really failed, but they do have interesting character design. But I love it how the jury again is like I have to say that this is like the 4th or 5th time where the people, their number 8 is the jury's number 1 or number 2. Yeah, it's like the 4th time where you see this swap price. You can really see how the jury are so out of touch, right, with what people actually like. Yeah, it's just so classic. It's this casual all over again. Look at this thing. Look at how Sonny Boy like flips, right? Yeah, Sonny Boy. That's the big difference. Like, oh, they're like, it's basically the reverse, yeah. Like, they're swapping the whole thing, right? It's like whip, 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 yeah. It's so beautiful how the jury is so detached from reality, right? But truly, though, Sonny Boy, I say it again, I'm gonna hate a lot on Sonny Boy here, right? Not because I think Sonny Boy is the worst anime ever, that's King's Games, right? But because Sonny Boy, of course, is so overly presented right by the jury and the anime. That's of course why I'm gonna shit on it so much. But again, it's to really emphasize, if there's one thing that Sonny Boy does really terribly, it's the character design. That is the worst part of the anime. The worst part is character design. The people here, democracy works again because people are like, F you idiot, this is the crappiest anime of this category by far. And again, they have randomly honorable mentions. Very terrible site design, yeah. So suddenly we have 3 animes, and earlier we had 5, sorry, okay, 5, here we had 8, now we have 3. This is just stupid. Am I the only one? This is really stupid. How can you have, yeah, sure, you can have honorable mentions, but shouldn't you have roughly the same number? Like, it shouldn't be the same rules? Shouldn't it be like, here's 4 mentions or something? Why is it like 3 suddenly? Well, I can easily find 5 more animes that have character design, right? Like, I don't know, Zombieland Sega, Isaki is one, Lily-chan, yeah, like I can, it's just so strange. It's really strange. Very, very strange. But anyway, yeah, of course. The people know what's up, babies. I love it how it couldn't win anything in Crunchyroll. Like, it was not nominated for anything. Crunchyroll didn't have it in like any category, but here it's like it wins like every category. Here, Mustache wins almost everything. It's either number 1 or number 2 in almost everything. I love it, man. People know what's up, baby. Democracy is its finest. Democracy has never been as good. Yeah, it's like I wish that. See, this is proof that anime fans should vote for, whatever, elections, Trump, Hitler, and so on, yeah. What if anime fans were the only people know what to vote for? No one else could vote, and only anime fans could vote. Holy shit, would the world be good, because people out there, anime fans, we know what's up, yeah, we know what's up. Obviously the jury should be able to vote, but, people of the just general population of anime fans should vote, because then we will win everything. But seriously, I feel that the anime fans, right, have always been right in almost every category. I genuinely mean, I feel that, here I would say that I do think Mega Man is better, but, more or less, almost every category I feel, Rudgid, of course, freaking, terrible translator, whatever, Okay, here I would say that the jury is better, because Gintoki is like, I like Gintama, but I feel it's like season 15 or something, I don't know. Anyway, let's go down again to, where were we? Here we are, bam. But yeah, the freaking democracy, man. The public opinion is actually make a really good opinion. but I mean, I feel like 9 out of 10 times I have agreed with the public opinion, and almost everything, in the whole list too, yeah. Certainly, maybe I would like swap one place every now and then something, but generally speaking, the people have known what's up, man. So let's start with people again here then, except here then, they're crazy, 86, no, but I think it's fair, 86 I think is a very overrated anime, I say it all the time, right, no, but I said it several times, but I do feel the I can't speak, but that shit, yeah, the cinematization, the cinematography of 86 is probably its best part, and the music, the ost of it, right, it probably come later, the soundtrack, so I think it is fair that 86 is good here, yeah. And again, the soundtrack. That's probably the 2 best part of 86. So, I don't think that's necessarily wrong. And, its casting is good, and Sonny Boy is obviously worse than that. But I do think that Dragon Maid is much better, though. I mean, I would have Dragon Maid. I would have Dragon Maid as number 2, right? I'll put it up here. I probably would change Dragon Maid to number 2, put Sonny Boy last, and then I would probably swap these 2, right? Then I probably have the list. But yeah, I think this is the main thing. Put it here after, actually. And I'll be pretty happy, yeah. Then I'll be like, okay, Dragon Maid is higher. But the judges, of course, Sonny Boy, yeah, because this is what I mean. Not because they have decided that Sonny Boy is the best thing ever, because they want to look smart, right? That's the only reason why. And now they have it in everything. They're always trying to make it win everything, which is really strange. And of course, they always hate them potentially, yeah. But anyway, let's go on. And again, what is 3? Why is it 3? And also, again, why is that Super Cub 1? Wonder Egg Priority 1, but here's the whole anime. It feels like a bug or something. Am I the only one? This feels like the system is bugged. Let's zoom in here. Why is this one Super Cub, which is an anime, episode 1, Wonder Egg episode 1, Pompo, the anime? And my point is that it's like a bug. It's like, shouldn't it say, maybe it shouldn't say 1 here, maybe it should say Wonder Egg, right? Or maybe here it said 1 or 11 or whatever, but this doesn't make any sense, because either you are voting of one particular episode, right? Or you're voting on the whole anime. Here's like both or something, but obviously here it's just the whole anime, right? So it doesn't make any sense. It feels like there's a bug or something. Like, this is how bad it is. But anyway, yeah, next thing that's about the Ost soundtrack. I mean, I could say it's 6 here. Sonny Boy has not a good Ost either. No, it's not a movie, right? I have to say, what is that actually? I will admit, Pompo, isn't that like a children's show? I will admit, I'm a little... That's a good point though. Maybe it's a movie, but the earliest a One Piece episode. It's like a short movie. I haven't actually seen it. I mean, I haven't seen it. Pomper Sinnerfull. Yeah, you're right. It's a movie. That's a movie, but why would it be Wonder Egg Priority 1? Because no, but it still feels like it's a illogical bug of sorts, because that is true. That is a movie, but here it is like, you know, Uma Musume. But here it's like, you know, episode. I mean, Uma Musume is a season. It's a 12-episode season. Because I've seen it. It's a great. I love it. Musume, forget that. I love it. Yeah, freaking, you know, Horse Girls. It's awesome. That's a season. But that's true. That is a movie. Yeah, of course, that's a movie. I haven't seen it, but one of the few things I have. I mean, I feel like I've almost seen everything. This is like the biker girl show. Yeah, I feel I've seen almost everything in the list. This is actually one of the few things. I think this is actually the only anime I haven't seen in the list actually. The mention, yeah, Poppu, the Sinna field. I think so. Yeah, I think it's honestly the only thing so far that I haven't actually watched in this list. So I clearly have no life. But about serious, I think about it. I'm looking at, yeah, this is the only anime I did recognize in this list here. Every other anime I believe I have seen. I will of course say that I did drop, for example, Aqua Top, whatever. I did finish it. A few of them I haven't finished, but I think I finished almost every anime in this list. I did drop Martial Red 2. This is a terrible anime, I think. It's a bad anime. I mean, I did watch like Wonder Egg and I hated it. Wonder Egg, I mean, it was good until episode 10, right? Yeah, then I was like, oh my god, my life has been wasted on this shit. Anyway, sorry, let's go on the next one. Soundtrack, again, really, Sonny Boy. I'm surprised it's 6 is at winning from the people voice. It's probably in the... it's in the middle. I expected it to win, honestly, 86. Yeah, I did expect it to win. That I would say is the best part of 86, right? Is the music, soundtrack. Not opening and ending. We're talking about soundtrack now, right? It's probably opening coming later after this. It's probably opening next category. But, I mean, I don't know. Black Clover? Black Clover, right? Opening. I think Megalobox usually has a really good soundtrack. It's the 1-2 for that matter. It's not even nominated. Shadow House has actually really good music, I feel. Shadow House has really good music, definitely. Wonder Egg has also good soundtrack, I think. I think Sonny Boy that the judges... But this is what I mean again, right? I say it like 10 times now, but Sonny Boy doesn't have bad music or bad soundtrack. Not really, but it's like... It has amazing soundtrack, not either. I feel the jury just makes it win everything because they want to be able to shoehorn it, right? It feels like a shoehorn, honestly. But I think 86 should win of this one. I say it again, right? 86, I'm not a big fan of the anime, right? Compared to, I think, most people. But if there's one thing I would say that it's soundtrack, yeah. If there's one thing that I would say that 6 is good at, it's the soundtrack. So I thought it would, I mean, it was popular at the time, of course, but I thought it would be like number 2, or maybe I guess number 3. But thinking about it, Vivi is a musical anime. It's focused on her singing. So okay, maybe I would agree that Vivi is better. But I feel that Vivi is a little cheap. It depends on how you define it, right? Because I feel Vivi is like has all its insert songs, and 86 is more like, you know, background soundtrack. And I interpret this category as background soundtrack, like, you know, Ost, right? Original soundtrack. I think Vivi is more like has a lot of special openings and so on. If it's a little different, see what I mean? I wouldn't necessarily feel that it's the same kind of category, but if it has to be in there, I would say that Vivi should probably win then, because Vivi is actually have a lot of special soundtrack in songs. So I would have number 1 then probably, if I have to include all that. But yeah, this is probably my number 1 then, and number 2, and then probably number 3. This is like really. But see, the judges are always trying to shit on Rudy. I mean, I guess insert song counts, yeah. I think insert song counts, right? But I think so. Probably. But I think so. But this is also, again, right? It feels like every time the judges are like, oh no, not that pervy Rudy boy, they put them in the bottom, right? I am surprised though they didn't have 6 higher up for the judges. But whatever, this makes no sense. Whatever, let's go on. And again, it's like, remember Golden Kamiyui, the snipe duel? See, this doesn't make any sense! This is a terrible site, man. They're freaking amateurs. Because now it's like, remember that specific fight with these characters? But here they're suddenly talking about a very, very specific thing, right? Like, this is very specific. It's not even like an episode. This is like, this specific fight had a good soundtrack. This specific thing was good, right? Here, they're not nominating Vivi for, like, you know, what's called the duet, for example, the duet sing battle. That's not saying that here, right? But here it's like the vampire this scene, or, you know, episode 1 of this thing. I think it's so strange how in the honorable mentions it's so much more defined. It's very weird. But anyway, voice acting, also so Kaji wins that too. Yuki Kaji, he is of course Daida, much better character. His little brother in Ostama ranking, yeah, Daida-chan. I don't know. Obviously, I think Suda should have won. Kenji Suda, which does like every goddamn bad guy ever. Suda did Ogata, of course, which is the best voice acting I think last year. Suda did like 10 animes last year, as always. He did like every bad guy, so he at least, hopefully, he's somewhere in the list. Why does they always hate Suda for? Why can't they ever even include Suda for? He did like every goddamn bad guy last year. He was like every goddamn bad guy. Why do they hate poor Suda for? Okay, it was the same in Crunchyroll. I mean, Jesus Christ, Kenji Suda. I don't know how many animes he's done every year, but he does like 10 animes every year, and it's like the bad guy every time. Come on, how can you not love Kenji Suda? He did get nominated, I think, last year Crunchyroll for overhaul, I believe. But he also plays, you know, Shark guy and that guy and that guy. He plays freaking Orsted in Mushoku Tensei. He's like the goddamn bad voice actor of everything, you know. Can I find something like Kenji Suda voice acting? Say Kenji Suda roles. Can we get like a matrix of his roles? I mean, someone has to have done like a... Oh, here he is. Jesus Christ, man. This guy does everything, man. This guy is... He's so like a hard-working man, I feel. Kenji Suda. He does like every goddamn anime. He does so many animes. And every year, you know, Kenji Suda, he's like, I do more animes. I do like... He does like 10 bad guys per year, okay? He does so many animes. This poor man. And he doesn't ever get any recognition. It's just so terrible. It's freaking Kaiba, man. He's he's like everyone. Jesus Christ, man. He did so many good bad guys last year, as always, right? Oh, here he is. Here's the Suda image. Here's the here's of course Orsted. But oh yeah, I also did of course my husband is the Yakuza thing. Yeah, my husband, house husband, right? Yeah, but he did like, you know, obviously he did Orsted, right? In Tenshi. But of course, I would say his best role, and he's easily, in my opinion, the best, of course, voice last year, easily. And I said it, of course, in another. Yeah, this here is probably a better image of his more modern roles. Right? This is much better. This is the more modern image the anime has done in recent years. Much better image. So here, of course, he does. Whatever, I can do this thing. So here does, of course, Ogata. That's my number 1 right last year. And of course, the bad guy of Golden Kamui. Which is amazing, right? And he also did, of course, Manami and so on. But I think that he also did the whole anime of my husband, the Yakuza guy, right? That is his whole thing. So that's him. Then he don't know other characters too, like Kaiba and so on. But yeah, like he's overall, it's also an amazing role of him. Did he win overall? I think he at least got nominated, yeah. But anyway, I mean, I think Suda should have at least been nominated. I understand why they never give him credit, even though he plays like I mean. Like, I mean, I'm not even joking. I mean, seriously, Suda, last year, especially 2 years ago, he did seriously play, like, I think, 7 or 8 bad guys that year. Like, 2019 or yeah, 20, I mean, 2020, yeah. 2020, he played at least, like, 8 or 9 antagonist characters. Like, 2 per season. I think he played more than that of total animes. And last year, I think he played something like 7 or 8 antagonists. So that guy is like, he does freaking, you know, he does like 2-3 animes per season, all as the bad guy. Like today we have Sabiko Bisco, right? He plays the bad guy in that anime too! Yeah, I can show you guys. Today, Mondays, right, we have Sabiko Bisco, and he plays the bad guy in that anime too. Like seriously, he plays the bad guy in every goddamn anime. He's like, here it is, we need a bad guy. They're like, call in Suda, man. It's like, we need a bad guy, and they're like, well, you know, have you heard about this guy called Kenji Suda? Yeah, so he's of course the guy in the middle, right? They're playing with the bunny army, yeah. So that is seriously Ken Suda. Every goddamn season he plays like 4 or 5 bad guys, and he's such a good voice actor. And I feel they never give him credit. They never give him credit in this damn list, man. Even though he's the most hard-working probably of all the voice actors, because he's done so many animes every goddamn season. But anyway, so I mean, obviously I think that Yuki Kadi is a very good one, and he's done so many animes. Yuki Kadi has done so many animes too. He's also of course one of the most prolific actors. But that being said, if I would say, I think that his role in Beastars is a much better acting than in Eren Yeager, in my opinion. Then he plays the fabulous sheep guy. It's like, it's a sheep, right? Yeah, whatever it is. I think it's a sheep. But it's a good performance too. So Rudy, you can see that the jury is like, well, fat. I like how they took the fat image too of Rudy as a fat guy. Yeah, they're like worst person ever. Yeah, the jury is like disgusting, perverted, fatso. He's number 8. Yeah, the jury is like F that guy. They really hate Rudy. Holy shit, man. Okay, so yeah, that's true. For some reason, I was thinking male actor. I saw 2 male guys, and in Crunchyroll they have male and female, right? Or at least had last year. So okay, I would otherwise I would give it to obviously Aoyuki for Kumiko, because the whole anime is just her rapping. The whole anime is her going like the whole anime is just Aoyuki going crazy. Right? It's like her on high on ecstasy, right? It's like that is that anime, and for some reason, this amazing female voice actor, right, Aoyuki-san, she's actually managing to say words. I mean, I can't do it. I talk pretty fast, but I can't go, in that speed and actually somehow be able to pronounce the words too, right, and actually articulate the words in that incredible. But seriously, Kumiko, I'm a spider. It's literally her, right, looking at the script, right, of the book and being like, just reading the text in like super speed, right? And for some reason it just works, and it's just amazing. I would easily say that Aoyuki is the. I was thinking male, right? Yeah, female wasn't there. Seriously, her sued as the male, right? Yeah, easily. Holy shit, this woman is crazy. And also for that matter, talking about hard work, she did like 20 animes last year too, right? She did like Slime and Fire Force and whatever. She did. Midnight, and she's Diane, right? And yeah, but she really carries the anime because the whole voice is her anime. The whole anime is her screaming all the time or talking fast, right? And both the endings is her singing to it. The end, the death metal ending and so on. She's a freaking gold, man, freaking gold. But anyway, she also done like 50 animes, right? Diane and so on, and 70 and so on. But I love how they hate Rudy. I think Legas is a good character. Rika is a good character. Vivi, I don't really think it's like carrying her as much. Let's swap it. The fans love the fans feel way more reasonable. Yeah, they're like Subaru, great performance. Yeah, Kumiko. I love how it's basically the opposite. Yeah, it's almost they're like throwing Rudy. It's almost the reverse again. Not exactly as earlier, but close to almost swapping it completely. Yeah. No, but it's just so fun how the jury is so often almost the opposite of the people, right? It's just again how they're so detached from reality. Yeah, like how people actually like, right? It's just hilarious. But one thing though, I would say, I forget it. I never forget. No. One other was there. Of course, is what was his name? Nobuaki. Why can't I never pronounce his name correctly? Kamatsu. Why can I never say his name correctly? Whatever. But of course, he does. Bakugo, right? Explosive best friend. He always does angry screamer guys, but his voice is so amazing, and he of course did in Subaru, of course. There, I was his voice thing of playing Subaru's other best friend, right? Not Otto, but the other guy. Yeah, it's probably a better actually a performance than Subaru for that matter, or Otto for that matter, right? Because talking about that furry guy with his hot sister, yeah. But. He's always does. Why can't Nobuyaki? Why can't I never say his name correctly? I always like butcher his name. This is so annoying. It's one of those names that I immediately know how the name is spelled in the Romani or whatever, but I can just never pronounce it for some reason. Nobuhiko. I always butcher his name. It's so frustrating. Nobuhiko. Okamato. And he also, of course, does many other animes. But he must have done so many. He's also in... what animes did he do? Of course, he did My Academia last year, right? He's in Horimiya. Of course, he's Liebe in Black Clover, true. It's Black Clover. It's Needed Zero. But I think that his performance in L0 is probably better than Subaru's, I would say. And he did a lot of other anime. He also had 10 animes per too, right? At least, probably. But anyway, let's go on. Okay, so now we have opening. Okay, opening. I would obviously give it to Dragon Maid, you know. Dragon Maid opening, baby! You know, it's probably in the list at least. Dragon Maid opening, I think it's amazing. I think the old Tax opening is great too. It's also one of the better openings last year. I think that Zombieland Sega is a very good opening, right? Just like the first opening, but actually two I think is much better. And obviously Zombieland, yeah. I just got like a freaking thing now in my head there. So they count the insert songs, right? Where's Zombieland Sega here? If the original soundtrack counts insert songs, obviously Zombieland Sega wins. There's like 20 insert songs. What? That anime is like, wait a minute, that anime is like only in every episode like a dance number. Every episode is like a freaking amazing song. What? This is even in the list. That doesn't make any sense. So this is supposed to be the soundtrack and not songs, right? I guess. What? I just thought about that. Holy shit, man. But anyway, sorry. Opening. Dragon Maid would be my number 1. All Taxes maybe my number 3, maybe. I do also like the Komi-san, certainly. But the thing is that All Taxis are much better openings. Here again, the fans are right. The Yash are idiots. Because All Taxi, the opening tells you a story much more, right? Because when you're looking at a good opening, you can't only look at the song, right? You have to look at the story telling you, the foreshadowing of characters and so on, right? You have to look at like everything it does, right? And All Taxi opening is very, very good, right? It shows you the different characters, some hints, some foreshadowing. It's a very, very like beautiful opening. No, the Comics opening I think is good too. Don't get me wrong, it's good too. But Comics opening is basically like it's a good song, and you see kind of her friendship, harem grows, right? And that's it, right? I think it's a pretty bland from an actual story aspect and like a telling narration aspect, right? So we look at the McClover openings, they're always amazing. Right? McClover opening tells you who they're gonna fight. He's the new bad guy. He's a foreshadowing. It's a much better opening. McClover 13, 11. 11 is much better opening than. No, it's 13, right? That year. No, it's 13. 11 is the year, yeah. 10, of course, is the Black Catcher. 11 is the one. Yeah, so 13 is the one that year. 13 is a much better opening. That type of comic. It tells you this demon, and Liebe and Mom and so on. Much better opening. But usually I think shonen openings is better. The One Piece opening is better too, right? And so on. Usually shonen openings are much better. To tell you a lot of storylines. But All Taxi though is a very good opening, don't get me wrong. I think it's arguably the best opening after Dragon Maid. Where's my goddamn Dragon Maid? You freaking juries, man. Number 5? Freaking mental patient already. Also, why is it 10 people now? What? I realize it now too. Why is it 10 now? This is just a bad list, okay? I keep saying it, but one mass issue I have with Reddit anime in this awards here is that they keep changing the rules, okay? We can disagree or agree on what anime are good or not, but it used to be top 8, and now it's top 10 suddenly. I keep saying, am I the only one crazy pills here? But you got them, they're so incompetent. Why is suddenly a top 10 list? Right? Suddenly the 2 latest categories has 10 characters, or 10 picks, and before it was 8. It is so stupid. God, they're so incompetent. I hope someone of them see it and get angry. Oh no, but I'm just like, please explain to me why it's suddenly a top 10 list. It used to be top 8, right? For the first like 10 categories, it was whatever, it was top 8, and now it's top 10. Goddamn incompetence. Again, right? It's just stupid. Why can't they ever be following, I don't know, some kind of rules? You have a system, right? You have the site, and if you have done top 8 of nominees for the last, I guess, I don't know, something of the first 10, at least more than 10 categories. 15 categories is a top 8. Suddenly you have 2 top 10. is it gonna go back now to be 8 again, or could it be 9? Could it be 3? You know, it's questioning the whole system. Obviously, I have zero respect for this thing. It's just casual. Why would you, right? It's just casual. Why would you take the thing seriously? I mean, the people vote I take seriously, so that. But I mean, the judge thing, whatever, right? But this thing just makes me even less right. Take them seriously. They can't even retain the same rule setting, right? What's next, right? Only 3 categories, or I mean 3 picks in the category. It just doesn't make any sense. But anyway, I can read about that forever. But yeah, I mean, why is it 10 now? Why is it suddenly 10? Anyway, it's actually a very, very good opening. Sakugan, amazing opening. Very underrated, very under the radar anime. Very good opening. Also pretty nice anime, but not many people. I mean, I reacted to it and no one ever cared. It was anime, and I liked it, and I got like 1 view, yeah, and like 1 person, 1 poor guy also cared about it. But obviously, I do actually really like the song. I think it's a very good song too. What's it called? Senpai Gues. I'm tired. There is. I did call out like Zombieland opening 2. So I do agree with them, at least that Zombieland Sega opening 2. Revenge is a very good opening. I mean, I said earlier, I think it is better than opening 1. And yeah, after Dragon Maid is probably my second favorite opening last year. The thing is that Jujutsu Kaisen's opening, that's opening 2 then. Opening 1, I think, with Eevee, I think it's amazing. This is opening 2, I guess, right? And that opening is also good, but it's not as good. So opening 1 is Kaisen Eve is amazing. But again, that's like the year before, right? So I think that's fair. Old Taxi, yeah, I mean, I think my number 1 is definitely Dragon Maid. And then it's probably either Old Taxi or like Zombieland Sega. Freaking good opening. But as I mentioned earlier though, what happened to all the other songs? Oh, whatever. Let's look at the people vote. So people like Old Taxi. This feels like a very popularity suddenly. Come on, Dragon Maid is clearly, it's actually stand. There's only one not moving. God damn it. Come on, people. You gotta vote for freaking Toru. This I feel, but this is the problem though with popularity votes though. This opening here is actually really good. I'll say it again, it's a very, very good opening. But why is it losing for? Well, the simple answer why, right? No one saw it. Yeah, this as a matter, no one saw it, right? I reviewed the anime, and I just go. Obviously, I'm not the biggest YouTuber or Twitch streamer ever, right? But I can compare it, this anime review to like another anime review, right? Like say Sega, and I get like 10 times more views, right? At least on like a Komi-san or a Zombieland Sega review or reaction or whatever, right? Or whatever, compared to second. Yeah, this is an anime no one ever saw. So the opening is very, very good. But I'm sure that people voting for this thing hasn't even seen the opening. They're like whatever, yeah, because no one knows that this anime is so under the radar. So that's the problem though with popularity. Obviously, so far the popularity has been incredibly much better than the jury's by far. But when it comes to this, like here's a top 10 list of openings in a category, right? They're gonna be those anime openings that no one ever saw, right? So they're gonna have a hard time winning, right, or getting up on the votes certainly. But anyway, ending instead. Is it 10 again? Yeah, for some reason now it's 10. Okay, we have changed the rules. The Beast or ending. Okay, I have to give the answer. The ending is really beautiful. They're driving down the next to the water. It's a very beautiful ending. I have to. There I will agree with the answer. It's probably the best ending. Otherwise, they have the ice skate. No, it's the island show. Dragon Maid. I think the ending actually is pretty. Like it's way worse than opening. Clearly. Shadow House actually is probably has the best ending otherwise, but I think actually the Beast ending is really, really good. So yeah, I probably have like Beastars and then Shadow House. Slime has like 9. No, sorry, Slime. There's Slime. But only Mushoku. No, what? Is it the other one from the Tensei? But it's a good ending too, though, when it opens the window. The series a good ending though. It's much better, I feel, than these Lapis and so on. But I feel Dragon Maid has actually a pretty mediocre ending. Like the opening is amazing, the ending is just kind of there. Jujutsu Kaisen, but I feel the people here have, like the Shadow House has a really cool ending. The ending is fantastic. The opening isn't, okay, they're like, it's like a weird image, but because it's a staircase actually. So the ending is fantastic when you're running the staircase and so on. So the ending is really, really cool. Okay, the ending is super good. The jury are idiots. The jury has to stay in the bottom, right? The juries are just morons. Yeah, it's beautiful. The ending. And see also good. So I feel again here the jury is, I will say that the jury is, I think they are correct. Beastar is the best ending, but otherwise I feel the jury has it all wrong. Except the first one. Like I think everything here is in the wrong place, right? But the first one I think is probably right, and then otherwise the people has way better feel. I feel. So if I can just take Beastar and put it way further to the left here, I would be happy. Anyway, main awards. Okay, so now suddenly we have movies. And yeah, it's stupid that they mixed in this kind of show with the other, they kind of mixed some movies and some shows. This is also a TV show. The movie didn't air last year. So this is also confusing because Mugen Train, the movie wasn't out last year, but the TV show version of it was out. So also like strange. But anyway, I guess they're probably going to have Evangelion again, right? Yeah, Mugen Train. Not Yose. But they had Yose and the Tiger as one of the best romance, didn't they? Shouldn't they also be here then? That's illogical. But whatever, we know they like this shit movie. And then they have some other shit movies no one cares about. I don't know. And that's my phone already calling. Whatever. Sorry, someone called. So Mugen Train, the people. This time I have to say, of course, Mugen Train, the movie's gonna win, right? People are like, Mugen Train, Demon Slayer. It's well, I honestly I feel the list here is pretty lackluster. It's like I care about like 2 movies in the list. Short film of the year, also kind of a new category. Was this 10 also in some other list earlier? Honestly, I don't even know what they're counting as short film, right? The Naked King though sounds pretty good though. Yeah, I should watch it anyway. I don't know. I just feel it's a kind of a weird category. This also feels like a weird category. So what? This is like what I mean here is like I have to freaking read the thing. What's the rules then? What defines one of the short juries first? Maybe zoom in a bit so you can read it. What is this? What defines? What defines? I'm just like what's the rules here? Okay, so one of the short jury first task. I tight vote. I don't care about the shit. Goddamn the idiots. I don't care about the goddamn why it won. I want the rules, idiots. I also want to know the rules. I hate the site. Terrible site. See, they vary. What, to 5 hours? How's that a short shit? What? Also, the short movies were stronger. There was still no dirt to the judge from. They greatly varied in length from 3 minutes to 5 hours. How is something that is 5 hours a short thing? Doesn't make any goddamn sense. Etchy comedy and angst, whatever, I don't care. What are the rules? What are the goddamn rules here? And then it's like how they voted or whatever, how the idiots voted. But yeah, and crappy jury members. But it's just like, what is the effing rules here? I'm so goddamn tired of this site, this system being so crappily done. So again, what are the rules, right? So this is according to them like an amazing show, clearly insane. And Guru-sama is like a typical OVA, right? It's not even like a short, whatever that is. Short series usually means something like, how I say it, right? So short series means something that's like, usually it would refer to maybe like a 12 episode anime, but every episode is only 3 minutes long. Every episode is like a 3 minutes, right? Or maybe 5 minutes. That's usually what would be like a short series, I would say. But for example, this is by definition not a short series. Easily not. They're idiots. Because this is just an OVA. This is a short movie, apparently, right? So this should have been here, right? This is like short film. Short film should have been where the OVA is. This is just one episode. This is one episode, a single episode, right? An OVA is released with a Blu-ray DVD or a manga or something, right? So this is an actual like short film, so to speak, right? Kaguya-sama. This is a short series because it's like shorter episodes. This is also, I guess, shorter because it's like 10-minute episode, but not. There's almost like, but I mean, the Cup show is basically like an anime, right? It's just like they're like 10 minutes. I think they're too long to be called short series. They're shorter than a normal show, but it still is like 6 full episodes, right? If you look at that, it feels very, very extremely unrefined. like incredibly unrefined, crappy system, right? Yeah, incredibly unrefined. I mean, they even say it themselves. It's like between 3 minutes to 5 hours. How can a 5-hour show be a short series? But I guess like a Mugen, something like the Cups or something could be. It doesn't make any sense. I don't care. It just really devalues anything you say, right? If one anime here is 5 hours, another one is 5 minutes, and then the same category as short series, that is logical. I just not give a goddamn. Okay, let's go on to the final anime, Mushoku Tensei. This is of course the one thing I was spoiled before, that best anime wins. Why do I have all this stupid acting stuff? Let's throw in some other happy stuff. Okay, Gabby can stay, because Gabby is goddamn best girl, baby. Gabby, the true main character. Where's all my Ghislaine stuff? Where's my steel bumps? Oh, here it is. Let's throw in Ghislaine. One Ghislaine. Where's more Ghislaines? Another Ghislaine. More Ghislaines. The other cat doesn't matter, though. Only Ghislaines. More Ghislaines. Where's more? This is the one I did for the last episode. More boobs. One Ghislaine. And of course the best image of Ghislaine when it first appears, right? Yeah, look at that. Oof, look at his muscles. Oof. Oh yeah. So yeah, so of course Mushoku Tensei wins, right? As you all expected, the people, democracy actually works, and the people know what they want, right? The jury members wanna sound intelligent, right? The jury members, they already been over this because they have normally this anime almost everything, right? The jury members, they wanna pretend they have 200 IQ. And you know, if you're really stupid but you wanna sound smart, you're always like, well, what if you pressed techno-babbling? So yeah, techno-babbling and other ways is a good way to detect someone's really stupid, but they wanna pretend to be smart. No, but we've been over this whole stream, right? Sonny Boy is in every category because it's an artsy-fartsy, very pretentious anime that is really badly written, and because it's so badly written, people want to act like it's a good anime, right? Because it's such a bad anime, so they're like, oh, but if you don't get it, it's clearly like your IQ isn't high enough, right? You don't feel like I feel, like you don't have the emotions of an intelligent person, right? Sonny Boy has become the anime, right? Because it's just really, really out there in a bad way, and I always say it's in every kind of medium, right? It can be video games, it can be movies, it can be anime, manga, whatever, right? Being different doesn't make us good, right? Being unique doesn't mean it's good. Especially with video games, you have a lot of games that are very, very out there, but most of them are really crap, right? Because the reason they're out there is because all people realize this is gonna be a bad video game. I worked on one video game, it's my friends did, and I did, so I had them some bit. How can I say it? It was a platform game with a really weird controllers, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna be so rich, it's so unique, right? We're the only one doing it." And I kept telling them, because I was just there as, you know, little side hiring, basically, consulting, right? And I kept telling them, this is never gonna sell. This game is crap, it's utter garbage, it's really boring to play, the gameplay is shit, I would never buy it, no one's ever gonna buy it, right? I kept telling them it's absolute horseshit. And they kept telling me that, oh, but it's unique. Can you show us any other game with this kind of controller? You have to control the legs and arms separately and so on. It was a really incredibly complicated control system. It was very boring to play. It was just tedious. It was very, very unfun to play the game, okay? But anyway, they kept telling me, oh, but show us another game, you know, has the same input and so on. I was like, no, this is. They're like, oh yeah, that's great. They're like, no, the reason, right, that you have no competitor in this really weird system is because everyone else maybe have tried to make this work, realized no one would ever enjoy this, and then they stopped developing it, right? Because you keep developing something, and somewhere during a development phase, you realize this is not fun, this is really boring, this is tedious. And I can tell them from a game design aspect, this is horrible, like no one's ever gonna buy it. And of course, to my horror, of course I was right, everyone hated the game. The game was released, no one bought it, yeah, the game was terrible, but it was very unique, right? That's Sonny Boy. Sonny Boy is an anime that is very, very unique, but no one actually likes it, right? It's just unique. And it's unique in all the bad ways, right? Like one-dimensional characters, cringy character dialogue, right? Very weird, like missing antagonists disappear. It does so many bad stuff with narration and character growth. It has like no growth basically to it, and lack of purpose or lack of an agenda of the character and so on. It does everything in the worst way possible. But yes, of course, it makes it unique then, because no one else is dumb enough to write that shit, right? So the Pretentious jury members are like, well, almost Sonny Boy is the best thing ever because it's the most unique anime last year. I don't even think it's fair. The most unique anime, in my opinion, is Idaten. Okay, Gal and Rose Peace. That's the craziest anime last year, but it's also entertaining, right? Sonny Boy is just weird in a bad way. Idaten is weird in a good way, So they didn't even manage to make it weird in a positive way. They just made it weird and tedious, right? And that's not a good, anime. It's even more clear in video games, though. Like, you make a video game, it's just boring to play, right? But it's different. Like, it's more obvious that it's horrible. But it's the exact same thing. And I think it's so clear, too, that the judges, they know deep down it's a shitty anime. They know that deep down. That's why they're like making it win other categories that has no reason to winning. Like the freaking landscape, background art. Background art is terrible part of it, right? Or whatever, or character design, terrible. They're making it win, and soundtrack, which is right. They're making it win other categories that has like no value, that I was really bad in, that wasn't even its forte, to make it motivate, right? So, but what that means is that, picture this, right? The judges clearly decided to make it win. You know what I mean? They first said, Sonny Boy is the winner, okay? That's the coolest anime ever, because IQ 200, as I have clearly, That's how they said at the beginning, right? And then they were like, okay, how do we motivate that? Because Crunchyroll tried to also make it be one of the best animes, and everyone hated that, and they couldn't, have it in best girl or best boy or whatever, so they really failed on that. How can we make it look more believable? Well, what if we say it also has the best soundtrack? You know what I mean? So they just kind of... It's so obvious that they first decided this was going to win, right? And then they tried to basically rewrite the other categories best they could, right? To make it look proper, right? It's so obvious and it's so stupid. And you have to be blind and really unintelligent to fall for this thing. If you fall for this thing, honestly, you're stupid. You just mean you have zero self insight, right? You believe in this, like zero awareness of reality, right? But anyway, I hope the people are probably put it in the bottom right there. And of course the people are going to put it way further down, because people don't really agree with that. And another animated the judges like it. You can see how the judges are like, it's just an action, also a pretty terrible anime. I mean, it's not the worst anime ever, but again, this is not top 3 anime, it's not even top 10, right, And you see the people are like putting it in the bottom, yeah. So it's always the people is much more, close to reality, right? And the judges are doing, Heike Monotonari, no, it's also a pretty bad anime, Jesus Christ, man. It's almost like the flipping reverse again, right? Basically, what they like the most is in the bottom right, yeah. It's almost the flipping, right? You're almost flipping the whole thing again, right? As many category is almost a flip, right? Between judges and people, and actual people, right? This is a less flipping, as anybody didn't have in the bottom. But it's, still it's quite close to Nonobiyari, yeah. And obviously, Mushoku Tensei, hated by, it's too sexy. The main character has sex or so on, right? That's in the bottom for the jury, where of course it's top, right, for the people. Yeah, so it's again, right? It's the same shit again, right? Very, very pathetic judges, truly is. They have no guts, man. They have no freaking personality. That's basically what they are. We can see how people voted here. I guess more exactly. They didn't actually get that many more votes here. Jutsu-Kaisen. But didn't they win then? Wait, what do I misunderstand there? No, watched, but didn't vote for? Okay, so what does it mean? Is it the most watched one, but not the most voted one? Oh, whatever. I just want to see people vote for. So, Mushoku Tensei wins by a landslide too. It's important to point out, right? It wins by more than twice the amount of votes that Tensei got, yeah. It wins by like a massive amount too, right? It wins by like, yeah, it wins heavily, right? Heavily. And no one even tried to vote for S. Nice or something. I mean, Sonny Boy has like 10 times the less votes. It's beautiful. Yeah, public is Uno reverse card. Yeah, the public is like Uno reverse card. You activated my trap card. But look at that thing. That's very important to point out too. The people gave, it's like 10 times the votes. I mean, rough speaking, 9.5 whatever. Yeah, it's almost 10 times the vote of the people that prefer Mushoku Tensei over Sonny Boy. It's a huge difference between what the public likes and the judges likes. Ridiculously. I mean, all these bottom animes here. Okay, Dragon Maid is awesome though, but the other animes like S-Slice has like 100 votes, man. Like no one. It's like a ridiculous difference between what the democracy want and what the people want, or the judges want. Jesus Christ, man. Like, it's not even close to it. Not even remotely close. Holy shit. But what is important to think about though, as I mentioned earlier, right? You can go back to that. Is of course how obviously Crunchyroll is a bunch of losers too, right? A bunch of cheaters, right? Because how can this be true, right? You know, how can this be true? The thing is that Crunchyroll is that the judges, if they wanted something, it would never win, right? As I said in the last stream, if Crunchyroll said to the judges, you're not allowed to vote for this anime, it couldn't win, right? That was the rules with 70% judge power. Because again, Slime just beating this didn't make any sense because Tenchi is so much more popular than Slime. It's like several times more popular last year. And as you can see here, this proves that too, right? Tenchi won like massively. Twice the amount of attacks, right? 3 times, like 2.5 Take a Titan. 4 times Kaisen, right? 10 times Sonny Boy. Like it's massively popular. Massively more popular, right? Than the other animes. Yet somehow Slime beat it. Slime is not even in this list here, but whatever, you know. If Slime was in this list, you think it would have won? It's very unfortunate that Slime wasn't here, because what if Slime was here? It probably would get somewhere here, right? And that would also be a good point showing you that it's unfortunate we can't compare it to Slime here, but you know what? Slime was introduced. Let's go up here. Slime was somewhere here, right? It should be Slime in something like Adventure. Yeah, here we go. So here you have Slime, right? Yes, there's Slime. So I would assume that Tenchi has at least twice the amount of votes as Slime here, probably more than that. So let's check it out. It can be hopefully they have these numbers here too, and we can compare it. I mean, look at this shit. It has like 8 times the votes, right? Holy shit, man! Yeah, 8 point something time or 8.3 something. Yeah, it's what I call it, baby. That's exactly what I mean, right? Like freaking, it's so obvious how Crunchyroll is bullshitting here, right? No, Slime is what people wanted, right? Like, but look at this, because very, very likely, right? Very, very likely, is this the same amount of people, right? The same kind of people, same demographic that voted in both categories, or in both sides, right? And yes, here Slime wins, and here Slime gets like an 8th time of, yeah, like it's not even remotely close. It's not even remotely close to a Tenchi. 4,200 versus 500. That's like less than 8 times, like almost 9 times, 8.5, yeah, or 8.3.5, whatever, less of the votes, right? And yet here it won somehow, and they're like, this is the fair system, right? So clearly, as I said, right, they cheated, yeah. They knew that Tenchi could never win because the judge system and so on. So Crunchyroll cheated, and I think this here proves it very clearly, because these are basically the same people voting, right? More or less. But anyway, let's just go back to the bottom and just compare the last shit there. Let's just jump down to the bottom and blah, compare the last shit. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I just want to compare the last order. So of course, yeah, the people spoken, democracy works. Old text number 2, Titan, okay, popularity, goddammit, okay. Dragon Maid obviously better than this crap though, but it feels like a really weird, I feel, top 10 list too. I mean, obviously I like Nonno Biaro, but there's so many other animes I think are still should probably be here over, like Eston Ice and so on. Feels like a kind of a strange. But yeah, in Crunchyroll, but the thing is, Crunchyroll claims that the people pick the votes, right, but they don't, because the judge has too much power. Yeah, the Crunchyroll is just so pathetic, because they're claiming that, oh, if you vote, your voice matters, but you don't, because if the judge picks it, as we can see there, it still loses, right? Yeah, that's the fun thing. So Crunchyroll, of course, is worse at this thing, because they will pretend that your vote matters, but it doesn't. Like that's the fun thing with it, right? But anyway, let's look at the judges' crap picks again here. Yeah, I mean, it's terrible judge order. The judges are so terrible. Freaking amateurs. Just terrible. And yeah, they hate Rudy's always. But anyway, that's it, guys. Yeah, pretty like a little over hour stream. Look at all the Ghislaines. Ghislaine. Oh, look at Ghislaine. Oh, look at that Ghislaine. Oh my god, look at that Ghislaine. She finally won something. No, I mean, Tenchi almost won everything, right? Tenchi won in almost every category that it was in. No, but seriously though, right? Tenchi almost won everything, right? Tenchi was like Mushoku Tensei. I think it won almost every category from the people side that it was in. Either it won or it got like number 2 or number maybe 3, right? It was like top 3 in everything almost. And mostly won, right? It won animation, right? No, you can't say one animation, but it won. Background, back art, yeah, art. It won art, right? It won art. It won adventure. It won best character, right? Best friend, Rujid. He also wants that. Yeah, of course, Abs Queen, man. So go to my Discord channel. My Discord channel has this one of the chants, right? One of the what's called in Discord. One of the whatever channels. It's called channels. It's of course an ab channel where I only post the ab images. When I post anime abs, yeah. When I post abs, man, the best character, man. Tomboys with big abs, man. Oh, I hate going to the gym. So I go to the gym, right, at least 1 hour every day. And why can't I ever see ladies with good abs? Okay, I can see men with good abs, but it's like I don't know. It's so rare, seriously, even at the gym, to find girls with good abs. It's like one girl at my gym that has huge abs. I don't get it, man. Why can't the girl understand that's the best part of a well-trained woman, right? It's the abs, right? Look at that Ghislaine. But anyway, yeah. Mushoku Tensei. Democracy works, baby. Anime people should vote for everything. Should vote for the politicians, should vote for everything. Yeah, should vote for democracy, should vote for everything. It would be great. There is no best girl, yeah. I find it kind of strange too. It's a good point. It's a good point. I expected it to be, you know, best girl, best boy. I have to say, I think that the Crunchyroll categories are probably better. Yeah, they're probably better categories. They have like best girl, best boy, best director, and so on. That's otherwise they overlap, right? They had more genre categories here. They had several more genres because they had like Slice of Life, right? And they had like Slice of Life, romance, drama. So they split them apart like that. But that also questions one thing immediately, though. Like, why is there no like harem genre, right? Harem ecchi. I mean, obviously a very common category, right? Is harem and ecchi, right? Isekai could basically be its own category. They didn't have like a fantasy category, and instead they had this weird suspense category. I think it's a very bad name, and they kind of threw everything in there that's like thriller or whatever. Everything is like whatever, you know, action, mature stuff. People die and so on. Threw in that one, which is very strange. And I think it's a bad system having that you can't have one anime in 2 categories. Because an anime can obviously both be a romance, like Nagatoro, and comedy, right? Or like Dragon Maid is also Slice of Life and comedy. It's only one of them, so it feels really strange having it like that. But yeah, they didn't have Best Girl, they didn't have all of those more like personal. What they had said was like, no, best supportive character, and then they put the bad guy for some reason. It was very strange. And they also didn't have protagonists, they didn't have antagonists. So I felt they actually lacked a lot of the interesting topics, because one thing that makes, for example, the protagonist, or probably more so the antagonist, say it category interesting, is that you can have an anime that maybe isn't the best anime, right? You can have an anime that isn't like the strongest anime. It wouldn't even be my top 10 animes, but it might have a really good antagonist. It might have like a very interesting bad guy, right? Sometimes protagonists can be that, but usually I think there are a couple of, or just animes, but I mean movie, games, whatever, right? That has very interesting bad characters sometimes, right? That can really elevate that kind of anime, but maybe still not make it the best anime, but have very good bad guy, for example, right? So I think that's like a great strength of having those categories, like best antagonist. So yeah, that's a miss, definitely, I think, to not have that. They kind of lacked mostly the personalized categories, and it also may helps their Sonny Boy case, right? Because Sonny Boy has terrible characters, so they didn't have to show that. They didn't have to have Sonny Boy not win anything in that stuff. Because I mean, like, come on, we all know that best girl is like, you know, it's like Nagatoro, right? Come on, look at the abs. Cheers. I should really hang that right. I'm so lazy, man. I had it for like 2 months now. Probably. I think I had this this Nagatoro poster for probably at least 2 months now, and I just been lazy and having it laying behind the TV. I don't know. I've been very lazy with it. But I was thinking of replacing Hibiki behind me, right? Actually. And throw in like a Toru, you know. One Gairu, another Gairu, yeah. Then I have this other one with Yurichi. That's really cool, actually. I have one with Yurichi. I don't think I ever shown, actually. That I got recently, which is really, really cool. From same artist. Really, really cool. But I don't know if I can show it on YouTube. It's probably like borderline. Yeah, it's probably like almost hentai. She's naked, but it's like very. It's like her back, you know. It's like her back turned, showing her ass. It's like it's you know those yeah, Ashlicious posters. And then I have one from Persona 5 I got to in the same. That I bought in the same thing there. But that's just a naked character though. But no, but it's really nice seeing that, you know, when you see the people actually voting, you get a better, clear picture, right? I do still, there is of course issues with ad pop policy. For example, Sakugan having the least voted opening because no one like saw the anime, right? So there is some issues with like the popularity in that sense, because there are gonna be some animes that are very popular for no reason, right? Or just because they're like hyped for years, right? And they're gonna be older animes that no one ever heard about, even if they're really good, right? So that's probably the biggest issue with popularity. That there are some shows that just have no fans, right? Not because they're bad, because they're usually because they're new and don't have like a following yet, right? And they might have a hard time having a chance. And that's probably the biggest issue. So after all, every season has like at least 50 new animes, right? And there's also gonna be a few ones that, you know, no one really picks up, right? Even if they're really good. So that's the problem with popularity, though, I will say. But anyway, it's really hot here. I'm gonna turn on my Ghislaines. And tomorrow we're doing gender bender animes, of course. Might open my biggest figure. I don't know. I got this arena figure that I want to open. So I got a new. I showed it on the stream, but I have a figure, right? Not like this one, but I have a figure with Arena from Soma. That's really massive, okay? She's much bigger than Red. She's like half a meter. It's like 48 centimeters. I kind of want to open it because it's my tallest figure. But at the same time, that figure is also probably really. I feel it's like. I was thinking of taking it and replacing Redu here, but she's so tall that her face is gonna be up here. So I don't know, like her boobs are gonna be here. It might be perfect. Her titties is gonna be here probably or something. I don't know. It's just like I'm thinking of opening it, but it's like yeah, it's almost too big. I have to like remodel how I have my room here because it has to be like. She should probably stand like behind me. Like she's so tall, she can stand here and be like a statue behind me. I don't know, something like that. I'm gonna have to work something out with that. But I might do it tomorrow. I don't know. Otherwise, tomorrow, of course, I have Gender Bender Knockout. And if you're not upset with that, I mean, I really love, of course, Gender Bender Fantasy, Super Babe, Gender Bender Love Story, right? I mean, it's awesome. But as I always say, right, it's actually my favorite comedy season. But unfortunately, we're doing it on Twitch, right? So subscribe, you know, smash the like button or whatever, share the video and stuff, right? You know, share my complaints about the jury being pretentious losers and all that good stuff, right? I have no problem killing people. And they're, you know, more than willing to have a debate, right? And if the jury members and owning them in a debate, I would love this shit. But anyway, also, of course, I got my Twitch channel, right? Because there's Twitch, that's where I do anime stuff, where the animes can't be on YouTube for, you know, copy issues. So, Fantasy Bender is always on Twitch tomorrow, right? I really wish I could do it on YouTube, right? Because it is I really think it is the best comedy this season. It's so funny. I really love it. But yeah, there's no way I'm gonna have it on. So about the risk, right? And of course on Friday, hopefully Elden Ring, right? So of course I pre-ordered it. I pre-ordered the cooler version, but last time I ordered from that place, they actually was 2 days late. It's a Friday, so I'm a little worried that I might get it. But they had the best. It's the greed, man. They have the best price, and I want to have all the special edition with all the extra shit, right? So I bought the special edition, blah blah blah, Elden Ring stuff, right? And pre-ordered it. And it should come on Friday, but last time I did a second row from the same place, whatever it is, yeah, last time I did a second row, it was like 2 days delayed, and it's a Friday, and you know, I'm gonna be so pissed off, man, I have to wait for like 4 or 5 days to get my Elden Ring. If I don't get it on Friday, I probably will cancel it, and then I get in the car, and I probably go and buy it in the closest store, something, that's probably, but it's a goddamn it, because that's I use this place to have really good pricing, fantastic pricing, right? But it's just like, it's a greed in me, right? It's a goddamn greed, right? It's a goddamn greed. I'm like, but if I can make like $20, I want to do it, right? But I don't know, yeah. So from Friday forward, of course, I do anime, but I'm gonna play a lot of Elden Ring. And of course, I was very good at Sekiro. So I beat Neo without using armor, man. I play pretty hardcore. I play hardcore and I use something else, right? On a stupid build something. But I am excited. Really am, right? I'm really excited for Elden Ring. I love hard games, right? I love hard games. So I am genuinely very excited. So check out that too, right? I'm gonna play Elden Ring either on this channel or on Twitch a lot, right? When the game is released. And of course, I play the game, getting platinum and so on. And also I never complained, right, about